you, we will win. Everybody, it's time to fall in. The New Democratic Party once again is on the move. Central Leeward this Thursday, August 28th at Garden, Buckaman Bay. The NDP is at it again from 7:30 p.m. Stand strong with your candidate, Conroy Huggins, under the theme, Together We Win with Huggins. Joining him on the stage will be a powerhouse lineup. Vice President Major Sinclair Leacock and Nigel Nature Stevenson. Party Chairman Daniel Cummins. From North Leeward, Dr. Kishore Shallow. And from North Windward, Senator Chevron John. Remember, the code is yellow and it's time to fall in. And let's win the thing with the NDP.
While the New Democratic Party, the NDP, continue to represent the views of a significant number of Vincentians, the party is indeed obliged to recognize that we are now into new times. Through this radio program, the NDP hopes to keep in tune with the thinking of the populace, while offering leadership for the challenging times ahead. This program, New Times, is therefore for all Vincentians, regardless of political persuasion, to interact with the NDP in building a new team of New Democrats. Call telephone number 4565967 to interact with the party's host on this program, New Times, aired on this station, Nice Radio. From 10:30 a.m., it's New Times for a new team of New Democrats. The views expressed on this program are not those of Nice Radio.
We strive for what is right and raising in God's sight and a democratic life. We believe our country's future must be shaped by our own hands to ensure a strong foundation that's built on rock not sand. The education of our children is the pride of NDP, and freedom of expression is a pledge of our gratitude. Oh, NDP, we love you so. One family, one destiny. We strive for what is right and raising in God's sight and a democratic life. Let us put our heads together to keep our country's name and protect our youth from danger. Proud guardians we remain. Our women and our children will uphold with our men. That kind of determination and living harmony and love. Oh, NDP, we love you so. One family, one destiny. We strive for what is right and raising in God's sight and a democratic life. We salute our founding members for the charge they gave to us to provide and for the landless, be honest, kind and just, a better life for every worker and for those for whom they care. To build one Caribbean, our peace and justice share. Oh, NDP, we love you so. One family, one destiny. We strive for what is right and raising in God's sight and a democratic life. Oh, NDP, we love you so. One family, one destiny. We strive for what is right and raising in God's sight and a democratic life. Oh, NDP, we love you so. One family, one destiny. We strive strive for what is right and pleasing in God's sight.
The winds of change are sweeping through the region. Change is long overdue. This is a new year. These are new times. We are the New Democratic Party. This is the New Times Program with your host, We Are Ready. What about you?
Everybody, it's time to fall in. The New Democratic Party once again is on the move. Central Leeward this Thursday, August 28th at Garden, Bookham and Bay. The NDP is at it again from 7:30 p.m. Stand strong with your candidate, Conroy Huggins, under the theme, Together We Win with Huggins. Joining him on the stage will be a powerhouse lineup. Vice Presidents Major Sinclair Leacock and Nigel Nature Stevenson. Party Chairman Daniel Cummins. From North Leeward, Dr. Kishore Shallow. And from North Windward, Senator Chevron John. Remember, the code is yellow and it's time to fall in. And let's win the thing with the NDP. All roads lead to East St. George, Wednesday, September 3rd at Glen, starting at 7 p.m. We're calling everyone to come out and rally with your candidate, Laverne Gibson Velox, alongside party leader and next Prime Minister of SVG, Dr. Godwin Friday, plus guest speakers, Fitz Bramble, Dr. Kishore Shallow, Andrew John, Philip Jackson, and Kashaka Cupid. This is more than a meeting. This is the movement for change. The NDP is ready, and together with you, we will win.
Hey! We all in on this. Enough is enough. This is it.
Enough is enough. The people say they gone now.
You want to hear it again?
Enough is enough. The people say they gone now.
Properly gone. What hidden in darkness must come out in light. Yes. Don't you be a coward. Just stand up and fight. Remember they fight the teachers like they have no right. Remember forcing them to take vaccine. All of that was spite.
Enough is enough. The people say they gone now.
You want to hear it again?
Enough is enough. The people say they gone now.
Properly gone.
Enough is enough. The people say they gone now.
Totally gone.
Enough is enough. The people say they gone now.
Family gone. Crime situation is out of control. Every time you wake up, you're losing another soul. The people, they're not satisfied, but they're free to open their mouth. Why? Because if they say anything, the vaccine food up your mouth up the corner.
Enough is enough. The people say they gone now.
They gotta go. What I tell you?
Enough is enough. The people say
Come.
they gone now.
1, 2, 3.
Totally gone. Enough is enough.
Pleasant good morning to listeners of Nice Radio and in particular listeners of the New Times Program. This is the New Times Program for Wednesday. Let me make sure my date is correct. Wednesday, the 27th of August. I'm your host today, Clemmer Boat Transfer. Thanks for joining me on today's program. This program is a production of the New Democratic Party of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The president and leader is Dr. the Honorable Godwin Friday, and he is a 5 times elected representative of the Northern Grenadines. It's an interactive program, and we do open the lines and numbers to call are 784-456-5967. That's 784-456-5967 to be in on the program. You can also reach us at 784-498-3802. That's 784-498-3802 or 718-734-5615. I also know that the electricity is gone, so I'm not 100% sure that the landline is functioning. You have some issues with that when current go, so I'm not 100% sure that is. All right, you can send us an email, bdsnice@gmail.com. That's bdsnice@gmail.com. Or you can link me up by way of my Facebook page or by WhatsApp. As usual, we begin the program by reading from the Bible. And again, this morning, I'm reading Psalm 1. Psalm 1 is our reading this morning. Blessed is the man who walk not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stand in the way of sinners, nor sit in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he meditates day and night. He is like a tree planted by the streams of water that yieldeth fruits in its season, and its leaf does not wither. In all that he does, he prosper. The wicked are not so, but are like chaff that the wind driveth away. Therefore, the wicked will not stand in judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord know the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked will perish. Right, so that's our reading. When I'm out and back, I like to go to Psalm 1, right? Just to remind you that you, as people say, don't mix and mingle with evil people, dirty bunglers, just call them sometimes. Right, so pleasant good morning, teacher, and everyone. It's a pleasure to be here this morning. Good to be back too. Also, those of you listening far and wide to the Lenten Bread of St. Vincent and Grenadines, the Caribbean, and the diaspora, wherever you are tuning, if you're in space, it's glad to have you. As we say, we know you could be doing a million things, but you choose to be with us here on the New Times program as we continue to spread the message, as we get closer and closer to the day when we'll be delivered from the wicked Pharaoh and his people. All right, so that coming soon. We went to what? We finished August more or less, you could say, so September, October, November, just 3 months. Just imagine that, 3 or so months, and we have a new government, new light, everything nice, and the people of St. Vincent and Grenadines once more can travel the Caribbean, feeling proud of good representation, of a good life for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So we really look forward to that as we continue. All right, so 11 minutes, I'm going to be cheating, I would say. So 11 to 11, let me say 10 minutes to 11 o'clock. All right, 10 minutes to 11 o'clock. In terms of programming this morning, I want to give you the registration schedule at some point. So let me say that. We should have Brother Teach should be in with us at some point. And already in studio with me is my friend. I place emphasis on that. My friend, Major the Honorable Sinclair Leacock, Parliamentary Representative for Central Kingston, one of the Vice Presidents of the New Democratic Party. Is the President back? So?
He's on a plane.
Hello?
He's on a plane back. So
okay, so an acting president.
No. In fact, from the time you go on the plane, he's the president.
Okay, so and I think he missed me, but I can say that.
I miss you. I was hoping they brought back US. I was hoping they brought back US, but tell me just put it straight in your account. I want to sell you out.
You can tell the tax man.
I want to sell you out. The tax man is your family, man. You can't do nothing. Tell a family business. Family business.
I just suspect, as you know, and we have Major with us, so Major, I have his son put a bit because we had some current. But let me say pleasant good morning to you, Major. It's always a pleasure to be here. Let me first thank Igor and Colin for, doubling up or tripling up, whichever it is on them time. So, yeah, Major, good morning.
Good morning, Bert. And it's good to have you back. I don't know how far we've been heard. We are getting more and more accustomed now that every Monday morning we don't have electricity. And something every Sunday night. So it's not the best thing to say with the former employers, but clearly there's a reliability factor that's creeping into the services being provided by Vinlec. And the CEO, for whom I have respect, and the management, they have to get the generation engineers and the other engineering staff and to resolve precisely what's happening with the electricity supply in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I think people are getting disappointed to regular now, and we are back in the pre-NDPS
True.
when you could rely on the service. Now more and more people have to turn to generators or other sources of electricity to keep their business going. It's not good. Vinlek, get your act together. But let me say good morning to Eston, the freighter of Integrate. My good friend, he always has my back and he tells me things is good up in that area of the constituency. I don't have to worry myself, so I'm glad for that. And I think that that is the case across all of Central Kingston. My VP colleagues say every time I say wonderful people of Central Kingston, I have to remember that we are twinned with South Leeward. We are the two most wonderful constituencies. And I don't know if it's accident that there's nature and major, or major and nature, or the two vice presidents, or it just work out so, but good morning. I am hoping that we should have a good program this morning. Never mind one or two small distractions, which I don't. I don't mind because this is not like real like this is real current about
Definitely.
serious current. So let's keep praying about.
So the major, I know you have a notes, and I know teacher had said that you join us at some point. So
Okay.
I think we should really go straight into your presentation if you have one plan. I apologize. Normally I contact you the day before to know what's up, but I know I've been following it on, and I must say I'm a proud NDP.
Yeah.
I am really proud with terms of the campaign and the meetings and the Facebook and the social media. I from my, I won't say how many years, because I might give away my age. I'm still looking young, but I think this is one of the best in terms of the PR. Obviously, you will say there's more that can be done and more that will be done. But I want to start on the positive and say, we're doing good. We're doing good.
Well, we can't all be negative, Harry. We have to stay on the high road and be very positive about it. The campaign is in fact going well. If I have a criticism, and I think that can be public, we certainly need to play much more of the election music at our campaigns. Far more of the election music. I think too much non-election music is being played while we want to have a high degree of entertainment, and the entertainment value could be stepped up as well. That should not be at the expense of the election music. Our friends and supporters, however they come, have invested a lot of time, effort, and energy to present us with this music. And I don't think that the DJ should have the liberty of their choice. They should be mandated to play, as far as I'm concerned, all total election music at the campaigns, from one to the other. We have that many music. Even going back to some of the old ones, get rid of them, for example, is a song that will be will be all NDP, all them old tunes. I like them, Run them, use us, run them. We have lots and lots election music. Play them, and put a little bit more entertainment into the meetings. But the content of the meetings, generally speaking, I find is quite good.
True.
And just slow it down a little bit. I think some of them we are hustling them a little bit. But different strokes for different folks. All is well. And of course, the crown and glory thus far that we not only went into Park Hill with great welcome, but the acclamation in Bairo, in the belly of the beast last was Saturday night. Yeah, it would be a Saturday night. Yeah, it would be Saturday night. Would be a crown and glory, Just remember you're on video about, so just careful how you respond. So we look forward to a good program today. If teachers and I may encroach on his time a little bit, and I know Philip would want to have his say, probably through the lunch hour. But certainly I look forward to us having a good exchange today. For my part, but I want to make a diversion and revisit a presentation which I've done twice or three times before, but I've done them essentially in the South Central Windward constituency when I was lending support to Brother Bruce, or Shadow Minister of Agriculture. And I went into as to the performance record of the current Minister of Agriculture. I want to go back to some of that records today because yesterday, let me go back to the moment. There was a program on another radio station, and I know we can promote Boom, in which Ras John, Ras John was present, and he was taken, as he had done before, the Minister of Agriculture to task, and someone was trying to be the match for Ras John. But Ras John, when you are a person of independent means, and that's whether he's NDP, ULP, whatever he is, Ras John is Ras John. He says it how he sees it. And he spoke on the basis of his farmers and farming experience, and in his own rutical style, made it very clear, that the Minister of Agriculture was underperforming, and that agriculture, in fact, regressed, and significantly so, during this period of the Unity Labour Party. And I thought some people would have allowed that to rest. I am not going to refer, because I have to have the conversation, if I ever have it separately, to the learned doctor who came something late in the program and tried to trash Ras John. But he has to have his own, and I'm saying this for the first time. My godly pastor has to know what is informing him in some of the things that he's defending, really. And for me, he's got to a point that he is a turn-off, to be truthful. He is a turn-off for me, for a person who's qualified and better positioned to really present objective conversations. He's really simply a turn-off. But I think the one that really, the straw that broke the camel back for me on the question of agriculture is that, maybe for my sins, maybe because I'm malicious, politically that is, I listened to Kingsley on Tuesday evenings because a good friend of ours asked me to listen. And last evening, I listened to that program with Kingsley, in which he had Life Compton on, and another gentleman from West St. George. And I mean, they did such an injustice. Let me get my language. They did such an injustice to truth and honesty that I think if Lai had seen them, he would have run far, far from them. Because all of which was presented, and Kingsley, I hope you're hearing me, because I tried 14 times to get into that program. 14 times, because of that instance, was void of factual material. And in many cases was the complete opposite with what of the state of play. And so today I'm going to take some time out to speak to that question of the poor performance in the Ministry of Agriculture. But I'm also doing so in the context that in the New Democratic Party, where people are consistently saying, "Me not hear your plan, me not hear no plan, I ain't have a plan. Where I plan. Better than ever, we have been presenting in a simple form of 4 pillars of the economy. We're not saying that's the beginning and the alpha and the omega. It's not the beginning or the end. And that is not the all-inclusive of what we are going to do. But we have simplified our economic plan around what we call 4 pillars. And agriculture, we always start with that. And we do so for good reasons, because we say that is what we have. That is what God has given us, the land, and we have separated that now. We're talking to the Marine economy. Thanks a lot, Natalie. I thank you for whatever you did today. But didn't want you to leave, but sorry.
I hope you don't lose the train of thought.
No, I won't lose my train of thought. My train of thought got better. The land is what we have. But alongside the land, but historically, we have the ability and the capacity of farmers men and women, and increasingly women in farming, who have done such a great job for St. Vincent and the Grenadines to be where we have got, but should be further had we loaned them the support that they needed to have. So agriculture is what we have. And we are making it abundantly clear in a new Democratic Party. I don't know whether Israel Bruce, the current shadow minister, will remain as the Minister of Agriculture. I could see the arguments why they may shift him to something with his dynamism, across sports and culture and legal affairs, youth affairs. There's so much room for an Israel Bruce in the cabinet. Equally, Conroy Huggins might say that the same room is there too, because while he is by training in agriculture, that's where I'm going, because that's his field. He also has a wide breadth in project planning and sports and culture and a lot of things. But let me not get beside myself and too far from what I want to speak about. These guys were really, really at sea in discussing the matter last night. As a matter of fact, there's one of the conversations that took place last evening, for those who obviously don't listen to that program, in which they were challenging Life. Good morning to you. And I consider Life Compton to be a friend. And he's somebody I like. Let me just say that publicly. And whenever we meet and we have conversations, they're normally good conversation. But you lost me last night, Life. Because the Minister of Agriculture, the minister, and you may well have been in the parliament because you come to the parliament regularly, in the parliament of St. Vincent and Grenadines, and in the Hansard, on the floor of the parliament, said, currently in St. Vincent and Grenadines, there isn't a single agricultural product for which we can ship a 20-foot container on a weekly basis. I'm not lying. And I repeated that on political platform on other places. He said that.
It was in response to a question from you, not so?
It was in response to a question, I think. We do not now ship a 20-foot container of any product on a weekly basis. And that is as damning as it could get. But if you're going to speak Kingsley, and I hope you draw your attention, I made this speaking to your program last evening, it is one thing to have an opinion. It is equally your right and your guest's right to have a choice of political party and support. And I may even say of propaganda. But they also have to separate that from facts. And the facts must speak for themselves. And the facts are not hard to find. They certainly are available in the records of the parliament, in the budget presentations. They're there in the Hansard. They're also there in questions, answers to questions presented in the parliament. But if you're unhappy with any of those sources of information, you have the right to go to the hardcore evidence. And so you can look at data such as what is the contribution of agriculture to the gross domestic product of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And at the moment, it is less than 5%. Less than 5%. In fact, remittances gives agriculture a run for its money. Construction sector contributes more to St. Vincent and the Grenadines' GDP than does agriculture. The retail trade sector, the buying and selling in supermarkets and go to the middle street and in stores, contributes far more than does agriculture to the economy of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But if you do not want Kingsley and Life to accept that statistic as a real measure of where we are in agriculture, then you have the resort to the examined accounts of the country, which are referred to as the audit reports. The audit reports of St. Vincent and the Grenadines will tell you how much we are spending in the capital programs of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and directly what we are spending in the Ministry of Agriculture. So I thought it useful this morning, but to share with the listening public what that record looks like over the last 5 or 6 years. In the audit report of 2022, because I'm going by the audit report, so I'm not speaking about 23, 4, and 5, which is not going to be very much different because we can see the trend. In 2022, the estimates provided $21 million. It was revised up a little bit to $22 million. And the ministry spent $6.2 million of that money that was given to it. In other words, almost $16 million was unspent. So even before they revised it, they couldn't spend the original provision in the estimate of $21 million. And of course, he gave in the parliament, he loves to speak about context. Because I remember when I raised this question, we were coming out of COVID and suffering and all kinds of reasons, so we can't spend the money. So we give him that buy. But they only spent $6 million. In 2021, when we estimated $21.4 million, we revised the estimates by another $7.4 million and got it up to $29 million. Of the $29 million given to the Minister of Agriculture for the development of St. Vincent and Grenadines, the ministry only spent 10, 19, almost $20 million was unspent. Life and Kingsley. In the year 2020, which was one of the best years, where $26 million was initially voted, they got a supplementary of $7 million, taking the estimates available to the ministry to $33 million. $33 million was at the disposal of the minister. He only spent 17, half of what was allocated. In 2019, when he was given 20 million, and it was revised to 21 million, but they only spent $6 million. Six of 21. In 2018, when he was given $19 million to spend on agriculture, again, he spent only $6 million. You have to get all the way back to 2017 when something near reasonable could be said to have happened. Of the $24 million that was given, only $18 million spent. $6 million was unspent. Now, I've given you the figures in the aggregate, and Teach John is coming in. But if you go through those estimates, the audited reports, to see the amount of monies and the items which were left unspent, then you'll see how alarming the situation is. Even in some cases, even in some cases, grant funds were not spent.
No. Grant fund is
Even grant funds.
So you need to explain what is grant fund.
Free money people gave us to spend was not spent. And projects in which you think they will spend a lot of money. The project item just remained untouched. So the performance is dismal. Dismal. You take 2021, for example, 2022. Of the $1.5 million given for farmer support revolving scheme, 1.5. They did not spend $1.2 million of those monies.
They did not spend 1.2.
Yeah, so 1.2 remain unspent.
So they spent what, 0.3?
Yeah, they spent 0.3.
This is grant fund.
No, that one wasn't a grant fund.
Yeah, but it's money to give to
money
farmers.
for farmer support program.
To help farmers.
Yeah. The Arrow Industrial Association, where we have $4 million.
Major, I know you want to go ahead, but I wanted to get, you are saying they have 1.5
to spend
to help farmers.
And they only spend $286,000.
Report. Let me see the book you're reading from.
This is the Directive Audit Report. Directive Audit Report.
I want to have.
That year, we voted $4 million, board, for example, to spend on the Arrow industry revitalization. $4 million was voted in the budget. $3.9 million remained unspent. They just spent $32,000 out of $4 million in Arrow. This is the audit report. This is the audit report. So when you go through this report of the Ministry of Agriculture, that's why I'm saying good looks can't cook, you know. That's how I put it over when I spoke in them on this on this matter. Forestry Enhancement Project, $140,000 voted. Actual, zero. Georgetown Watershed Project, $400,000 voted. Actually spent, zero. FAO support for climate change adaptation, 120,000 voted. Actual amount spent, zero. Livestock Implementation Project Phase 2, 160,000 voted. How much is spent? Zero. Upgrading plant and animal health, 140,000 voted. How much is spent? Zero. Fishing Development Project Phase 1, 300,000 voted. How much did he spend? Zero. Upgrade agricultural community market. Well, they just had a 10-day, which means they never intended to spend any money in any place. You know? And you go through this whole thing. Labor-intensive agricultural program, 700,000 voted. How much they spent? Zero. Enhancement of tuna fishing industry, $1.25 million voted. How much spent? Zero. Forest restoration and protection, how much voted? 500,000, $500,000. How much spent? Zero. And people are going on a radio program and saying agriculture is the best thing we ever had. You know, I mean, support your party by all means. Propagandize, but don't play with people's lives. Don't play with people's lives. Do not put back or support putting back into office a government that has underperformed in a major pillar of the economy. So when Ras John goes and repeats something that I have said, because I think that statement came from me originally, that many of the people who came farmers under the land reform, $84 million land reform program, the best ever social reform program in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, that many of those farmers who have not gone to the great beyond now find themselves in Kingston with a pants and a stripe and a butu and a hat as glorified watchmen called security guards because there's no livelihood. And when he spoke about a lot of the lands all over this country, and Tish is here, we've been walking to call for the last 2 or 3 weeks, where a lot of land had gone back from whence it came. Cattle grass. Mitchell used to call it Ralph Scottins in some places. Even one of the pet project boat, and I've gone off topic here, road cleaning program. The 8 days went and half of St. Vincent in touch yet took Chairman clean. And that is a reflection of the fact that, and I want as often that you are on radio, and as often you're in a conversation with the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the one thing that must be clear in the minds of the people, because the chickens have come home to roost, is that the Ralph Everard Gonzalez ULP government has no money of its own. It does not have what Mitchell and Eustace and company and economists and advisors to the government used to call counterpart funds. That is, if you want to go and do a project, this is how much you have for yourself. And that is something that every person who faces a banker must answer. You go into a bank and you want to do something, you will tell the banker what you want to do and how much you feel you need to get from the banker. But invariably, the banker is going to want to know how much you are putting up for yourself. How much skin, to use the jingle, you have in what you are talking about. And to repeat myself, like a recurring decimal, and Eigel helps me to reinforce that, and you almost reinforce it. The classic case is when the Saudi Arabians, who have given us a loan of $120 million, and the government wanted a drawdown from that 120 of 48. And the people say, yes, you can get the 48 from the 120. But you must have 3 for yourself. The government say, all right, only 3 you need for me to get the 48. And they went and borrowed the 3 to get the 48 because they didn't have 3 of their own. Right? If that was not bad enough, fast forward to the last exercise that we had in Parliament, when they wanted $98-point-something million to borrow for port development, for housing development, and for Grenadines burial assistance. Of the $100 million that they required to do those 3 projects, they did not have $1 million of their own. They had to go and get a 100% borrowing. So, I'm repeating something I said on Monday for those who heard it, but there's also somebody who's in it for the first time. So that you have a practical understanding as where we are as a country now with respect to money. 1, government can only spend money that has been given to them by Taiwan. That's the hook in the gill that they speak about. And that's either by way of a loan or a gift. So that's where it has to be. You will make a judgment as to why the Taiwan government wants to go overboard to save a sinking ship. Because sink it will. Sink it will. But you have to make a judgment on that. But the second and most available source of funds that this government has, that it can do anything, is if we have a hurricane or volcanic eruption or storm or a pandemic, when it's declared, that we could go into what is called the contingency fund. The contingency fund is like you save all. Where you've been putting some money aside all the time because the Constitution requires that you do that by law. Then they could go inside there and blind yourself, play yourself with the contingencies fund money. Right? And the evidence of that they have no money, is where we are in terms of our debt to our GDP ratio. Because I like to simplify these things that people understand it about. It is 94%, which means that anything that we want to produce or are producing now, 94 cents on the dollar is debt, money we owe to somebody else. It is not a perfect example, it's not a precise example. But if I simplify the model for people who are listening to me to understand, picture yourself of having a tree or a little vendor stall of some kind, whatever it is, and you want to go and set up. So you went and you borrowed 94 cents from a friend. And when you sell off all the things, you get $1. Out of that dollar, you now owe the person 94 cents. So 6 cents is yours. That's what you have to do. From that 6 cents, you have to decide if you put all 6 cents back in the business, or if you have to drink some tea, buy some food, buy a cake of soap, wash your clothes, pay transportation, or do anything else to go and do the same thing another time. So assume that you decide you will starve yourself. You give the children no breakfast, no nothing. You don't bathe the skin. And the next day you go in. You have to decide you're not paying back the person their 94 cents. That's the only way you could do it the next day, though. But the person will remind you, say, you give me back my money. Where me money? Where me money? Where me money? You say, I'm coming, I'm bringing it, I'm coming, I'm bringing it. So you see what happened? You're making 6 cents. You know what will happen? You will have to do that 16 times. Because 16 by 6 is 96 cents before you have enough money that you could open that business for yourself without having about 16 times, 16 months or 16 weeks or 16, whatever the turnover period of time for that. You have no money if you keep paying back the people. Right? The alternative to that, well, not just borrow, but because I've been around in this business. The alternative to that is what people around the rum shops do and other worthless people do sometimes. The guys around the rum shop, when they get a rum here and they can't pay the man for the rum, they go down by the next shop below and they trust a different rum. Then they go by the shop below and then everybody say, wait, you owe you too? And then all the rum shop decide they ain't trusting him no rum. He can't get the rum until he started to pay off. And bother race because he started to drink other people's rum. And that's where fight starting in the shop. Now, government does it a little differently. And they feel that they're smart. They feel that they're smart. They borrow money. They get the permission from the parliament. For an overdraft. They don't pay back the overdraft. Because when you get an overdraft from a bank, you have to zero it out of the end of the year for the next year to get a new overdraft. That's what you should do. Zero it. They don't do that. They convert that overdraft without the permission of the parliament to be a loan. So that's how we get a loan on the books under that title. And the next year they start a new overdraft from zero again. Because last year overdraft was not paid off, it became a loan. That's one thing they do. The second thing that they do to feel that they can outsmart Vincentians, and they have nice flowery language for it, they call this the debt carrying vehicle. It's called national properties. They take all of the state lands, all of the state properties, and they put it onto the name of that business. But then that presents you with two accounting problems. Because one time you do not know if the land and properties in national properties, and I'm speaking to you now as an accountant board, represents a fixed asset, or whether that land or property represents inventory. Because it's different. It's different. So many times they treat it as inventory. They sell it. They sell it. So you sell out the lands in Beckway. And it goes into the Argyle International Airport. You understand?
Following.
Which cannot pay back the loan. And then the taxpayers have to come and bail out National Lottery.
National property.
National property. At other times, they do it in fast and loose ways. They get a loan from the NIS to national properties. National properties take the money they get from the NIS and they lend it to AIA. And then they can't pay back, they sell the juicy building. That's how they're doing. Carrying us wrong in circles. So this country is not going anywhere. So all this jump and wave and impression of grandeur that we have, we're not making any progress. But in all of this, an individual or two are still able to live well while the rest catching hell. They can buy speedboats, they can buy condominiums, they can buy estates upon estates, they can buy quarries, because they know something that the rest of us don't know. They have perfected the art how to get rich without working one day either in the public sector or another day in the private sector. Self-made millionaires. And none of us are that smart, that clever. That's our St. Vincent and the Grenadines in a nutshell. So when these guys' life, when you all go and sell to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, this notion of a country that is standing on all fours, stop it. Because it's not factual and it's inherently dishonest, misleading, and worse so when you promote yourself as being a consummate professional. You are indeed entitled, Kingsley, to opinions. And thank you last night for asking the person not to give me any attention. Of course, I want to call us, I will not raise my breath on the absence of content and hot air when they call in on your program. But we have an election before us. We have an election before us in 2 or 3 months. And it's imperative that our people come to understand where we are now as a people. What is our future? What is our future? And the future of St. Vincent and the Grenadines cannot be dependent on the Unity Labour Party remaining in office. It is very, very necessary to give Dr. Friday and what the people are referring to as his dream team of candidates an opportunity to give this country any direction, to give real meaning to the statement that agriculture is a pillar of the economy, and to open it up. I am not going to use up Bruce's work or Conroy's work and to drill down in how we're going to reform agricultural development. But I'm wise enough to know that there are some things that make immediate sense. Eustace's argument, for example, that we should go back to some form of bananas And he had proposed then to start with 1,000 acres, and they said they'll double it. Makes sense. Because our neighbor in St. Lucia is still selling bananas to Martinique and other places and getting into Europe. There's no reason why we can't. And bananas, and we are more than banana agriculture for those who are running them out last night again. Makes sense. Banana is a cash crop where every week people can go to the supermarket, the small shops in the village can reopen, people have enough in the pockets to improve the household, pay for the children's education, and to advance the society. The multiplier effect is far greater in agriculture and bananas specifically than it is in tourism. And it's not an either because we need tourism as well. I'm making that point. We also know that in agriculture, we have to do now that which we did not do before. Ras John again was right when he said farmers produce on market confidence. So we have to take the responsibility that once you produce, you are guaranteed sale of your produce. That is what will help farmers to produce more. And why is that necessary, Board? Why is that necessary? To be circular and to go back to the discussion, the conversation of your gross domestic product, that which you put out. It confirms that you have to do two things simultaneously in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You have to get a hold of your debt, control it, manage it, and where possible, bring it down, but simultaneously produce more. So the gap between your debt and what you're putting out is widening. Your production is running faster than your debt. And therefore, St. Vincent has to produce. We have to grow on every square inch of land and seascape, and all hands must be on deck. As I like to say in my own phraseology, put the idle hands to the idle lands and increase production in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, employment opportunities. I want to pause there and give way to Teach, who is in the studio, and who I can look him straight in the face and say, I ain't walking with you this evening.
Major, thanks very much.
And the friends say, but I ain't walk with him this evening because everywhere I'm going, teach. So what happened to Major? Teach, good morning. No, I can't do it. I can't wrong and strong. But me bad now.
Major, let me first thank you for that presentation. I think it's very important putting the facts there and people are aware of, what's happening, because the whole jump up and wave thing and you're missing the point is extremely important. All right, so Teach, good morning, welcome. And don't worry, on the go.
Yes.
Thank you. So if you lose I don't want to say friend, but
man, we don't pass that. We gone past a long time. Yes. So thank you very much.
Good morning.
Both good morning and thank you, Major. As I like to say, that we usually say once a teacher, always a teacher, but once a student, you're always a student. So I was being schooled this morning by Major's presentation. And I'm grateful for that opportunity. Now, I want to also wish my people in South Windward a pleasant, a very good morning to you in South Windward. I am pleased with the level of awareness and consciousness in South Windward towards the need for change. And we have testimony to that from so many people, so many individuals, so many people are coming forward and saying, enough is enough. We have given them more than enough time, and we are not seeing any path to progress right now. So it's time for a change. And we are going to make that change in South Windward and in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I can feel it in my bones. I very often I'm not really wrong about these kind of feelings that I'm getting. But additionally, the numbers are showing that we are on an upward trajectory and we are going to take South Windward. So I'm very pleased to be part of this movement in South Windward and in St. Vincent and the Grenadines towards change. I want to also, before I go any further, to extend my sincere and deepest condolences to the family, the Andrews family in Stubbs. They have lost a matriarch there in Violet. But you say Stubbs, man, I don't know if you know Violet Andrews. She's from Bottom Stubbs.
Yeah.
Yes, she passed last week. She was doing pretty well. I spoke to her recently at a funeral when we had Moses' funeral, and she had walked to the burial ground. So I was somewhat kind of shocked. But you know, in St. Vincent, when we're living in St. Vincent, we have become so accustomed to people dying, even in the youthful age, that sometimes we can't really be shocked again. Our healthcare system now is so deplorable that you could go to the hospital or clinic for a scratch, and then you realize, you know, somebody realized, because I remember a few years ago, my father-in-law had gone to the hospital. He spent a few weeks and he came back. And somebody asked me for him. I said, he's out of the hospital now. And they said he's one of the lucky one. He's one of the lucky ones. That's the way we have reached, where we have come, to people now being afraid to even seek medical attention at our hospital, right? But Major, I was really paying close attention to what you were saying. So when I said I was being schooled, you could understand how I feel when you talk about the 94 cents, or is it 96 cents that we have? I think it's 90.
I use 94
cents, right? 94
94
cents that we have to spend to pay debt and so on. And it reminds me of the situation of so many of our pensioners. So many of our pensioners who are being sent home, especially those in the lower income bracket, are being sent home at age 60 and going home with the same bills, sometimes increase bills because of the increase in cost of living and so on. And yet they are not being given their pension, which they had signed on to when they became part of the NIS. So now they don't have even a dollar to go home to, right? They go home without a cent and still having to meet their monthly bills, you know. So life has become very, very difficult for us in St. Vincent and Grenadines. And yet we have a government that is so callous in its spending of monies. Just recently, we had one big discussion over the cricket that the fiesta that they had, or festival that they had, and where they were able to spend $1 million now for now. Yet school will be reopening on Monday next, and our schools have not been repaired.
Please just pause a second. I think Philip was trying to get it. Let me see if this
right
is, let me see if this
I'll
is it.
pick up.
Good morning.
Good morning, my friend.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, my friend.
Good morning. You want to call me back?
Yes, I would like to tell my prime minister he must prepare money right up to December, otherwise he will lose the election.
Okay. Let me get Teach and Philip presentation, and then I'll take the callers after. Okay. Hello. I think the person got. Yeah. So the callers just hold. I'm trying to get Philip in, and also let me get the presentation from Teach. Go ahead.
So I was saying to you, both, that we spent upwards of $1 million in entertainment recently, but it's back to school. And where is the education festival? Where is the money put aside, allocated for repairing schools? I went into several schools, you know.
You know we're going to have that problem when school open, that some of them have to go back home.
Well, of course.
Okay.
I went to a school in Kingston. I don't even really want to point out, although I could. But the teachers complained about ants, red ants, just falling from the roof, biting up the children. The teachers are saying the conditions they had just sent. This was last week, They had just sent in some people to do the repairs, trying. But the magnitude of the repairs to be done at that school is a woeful waste, right, of time. because that cannot be done. And we have been home since June, July.
You know what I mean?
We have been home since July, all during this time when they were having festival and trying to make a point, just making a point for re-election. It has nothing to do with promoting anybody or doing anything. It's just there that they're promoting themselves. They were promoting themselves. And they sat down, and now they are sending back into schools to dab a little paint here and there. You know, not providing that resources that the education sector needs in terms of back to school, something for back to school. Similarly, the parents who need the support, they are demanding for the parents to get the support. They must go on the road to clean the road in August in order to get a meager $300, $400. How is that going to help the children when they have to spend so much money on transportation, so much money on books, so much money on registration? And I am telling you, this government has brought us deliberately to the state of affairs where we are in St. Vincent and Grenada. They have deliberately brought us here because they have been using the same strategy going into every election, where for 4 years nothing is happening, and for the last months, 6 months or thereabout, 6 to 8 months, there is a beehive of activities, And one of the things I really look at and I was so disappointed was that they went back to Parliament to borrow another $100 million, another $100 million. And no part of that, you see, they say we're going to put something into education, to educate our nation. I was reading something recently, and I know what they were pointing at. Development, although we are trying to fool people into thinking that these big buildings and these big projects are development, it was saying that development starts with the people. Development starts with the people. And they have been manipulating our people, misusing our people, abusing our people, trying to keep them uneducated. I spoke to a parent yesterday on I usually go on my little expeditions in the constituency. Anybody can attest to that. From time to time, you see me somewhere. And a parent was telling me she's not sending back her child to school, right? Because the child now is going into his 3rd year in Form 1. Nothing has been put in place. So that child is coming out to school at age 16 at Form 1. But parents, Form 1. And I know one personally who is doing his 4th year, starting his 4th year, and he's in Form 2. He has spent 2 years in Form 1, he's now going on to 2 years in Form 2. The parents are becoming disillusioned and they're becoming frustrated. Well, don't even talk about the children. Don't even talk about the children, because the parents are saying, where do I send this child now? Right? Or do I keep him there for 4 years in Form 1 and 2? And then if that child continues like that, spend 2 years in every form, he's going to spend 10 years in the secondary school. So he's coming out, if he goes in at 12, when you're at 10 years, so that he's going to come out of secondary school at age 22. Not much better off than when he entered, right? And we are saying that this government is saying to us that they could borrow $700 million for a project. I don't have any problem with them building these projects. But what about the people? What about the people? What about the agriculture sector, which Major mentioned a while ago? Major spoke so eloquently about that, where you have, that is the means by which people provide for themselves. And through agriculture, it takes the burden out of government to always be seeking assistance for people. When you have a thriving agricultural sector, there is no need for 5,000 and 6,000 people on public assistance. There is no need for that, because you would have people on the public assistance, yes, but nothing of that magnitude, because people would be earning a living honestly and eagerly, because you have structured the thing in such a way that people can produce and get their produce sold. That's all farmers want, the ability to produce and to ensure that at the end of the process, they could get their produce sold and get some money. So we are seeing that in terms of the people's development, this government has failed miserably, and I'm not afraid to say that because I've been part and parcel of the public sector, and I know they have gone backwards rather than forwards in providing for our children who may not be academically inclined in some cases, or whom may have misses. Not that they sometimes it's not that they really academically, not that they're not academically inclined. You know, people develop at different rates. So sometimes the foundation has been missing in certain areas, and we do not put anything there to take care of that. So when a child meets a problem, rather than taking care of that problem, we push them on to create another problem. So right now we have a frustrated set of people, and we have seen the fruits of that frustration to the increase in crime and violence in our society. Just yesterday, I was looking at something in Tonga. I'm wondering if it's in Vincent Bay, seems so, where there was an accident and somebody just flew out of a vehicle and started beating up the other person who he was involved in it. It's like we are on edge. We are on edge. You have to make sure you stay in your lane, as people say, you stay on your right path. Otherwise, people unleash this violence that is built up or pent up, inside of them. So we have to ensure that we change this system, and rightly so. We have to change the system. One of my friends put it straight and simple like that. Let us practice democracy. She said for the past 25 years, we have not been practicing democracy because democracy in itself means change, right? And so sometimes they say, oh, you're changing for the sake of change. It's because we don't understand the system. So these people who are there benefiting and doing all that they want to do and don't want us to even know what they're doing, they will try to tell you, oh, you want change because of change. We want democracy. We want a turnover of government based on their performance, based on the performance of the government, based on the state of your country, whether you're looking at economically, whether you're looking at it from an education standpoint, whether you're talking about health and safety, you should be at a better state or standard than where we presently are in 2025. Take any one of those sectors, and you look at them and see where we are, where we have been lacking. Somebody sent a video to me recently with the hospital along there, and sometimes we just want to ignore the problems and say we're building a new one, right? So sometimes we don't look at the purpose for which the new one is being built, and we don't look at the time in which it is being built. So are we going to allow this one that we have here to fall apart, fall down, right? While we wait on the other one. What is happening right now with our people, right? People can't forget, but sometimes I don't even want to say it sometimes. A lady was telling me she had to go and buy plaster to dress a wound at the hospital. Come on. And the government is telling you that they have resources, millions of dollars to spend on this and spend on that, and nothing for healthcare, nothing for education, nothing for sports. Well, now they're talking about sports, and I know it's all they're trying to give Kishore problems in cricket. You go give a cricket man problems in cricket. If you want to fight him, find some other thing to fight him, and maybe find something in the swimming or some other thing. But you can't fight a cricketer with cricket. And especially you not being a cricketer yourself. So we say we're not really fighting smart. They just want to bulldoze there with you. And with another thing that Major mentioned, the public service is an area that should have some level of independence. If you want a proper functioning public service, and whether you're talking about the police service, the teaching service, the nursing service, all of them should have some level of independence and autonomy. That is the only way you are going to get it functioning properly. So you get qualified, suitable persons to lead, which will help to drive the workforce. Rather than that, we have seen where this government through the Prime Minister, and I want him to take full responsibility for this, because he always try to evade the consequences of his action. He is the man, and his government spearheaded the poor management and organization of the public service. Even so much so that they at one time.
Just pause.
Where you are at below.
Good day. Philip?
Yes, good day.
Yeah, we have you holding teachers presenting, but you're here with us?
Yeah, good. What's up?
Okay, you're hearing us clearly.
Maybe you should just
go
with Philip as he's there. And I will continue.
Sorry, I can't be in studio, that's where I always like to be.
Yes, Philip, we always like to have you here, man.
So I'm using my lunch break to call in and join you guys. Right, so good morning, Major. How are you doing?
I'm there, little brother.
Yeah, peace, as always.
Yes, man. Morning. All the best to you, Philip.
Yeah, man. Well, next week, Saturday night, we opening our office in Mespo. We call it the Operations Center. We give it a more active name. All right. So that would be opposite the church, opposite the school in Mespo, the America Government School.
Right.
Upstairs, where there's a parts space, Michael's parts space. So when you pass, you see the building painted white and yellow. That's no mistake. That's our Operation Center, the America Campaigns Operation Center. So next week, so not this Saturday, the next one.
So that's the 6th.
The 6th.
Okay,
the 6th.
all right. Just want to get it.
We'll be all of us will be joining there for the office opening, and we're also having a fundraiser, so we get some good mess for food. Good mess for food at a reasonable price and so on. And this is another example of accelerating the campaign in Morocco. So let me just say hello to all the wonderful people of Morocco. This is your humble servant, Philip Jackson, your next representative, the only person in Morocco, the only person in this election who is actually interested in the job, has a passion for the job, who's committed to the job. I'm the only person in the race who is actually interested in doing this thing.
In Morocco?
Yeah, I'm telling you. And that's a fact. I think on Saturday, I see Jimmy is going to play the role of looking as if he's interested, because his party can't find anybody to replace him. So they have commanded him to stand in the place. So I'm sure he's going to, be obedient, and he's going to play the role. On Saturday, that's when they're having the candidate selection. So it's not a real candidate selection, actually. Just Gonzalez coming to tell the people of America that, I am commanding Jimmy to run, because he doesn't have a choice, right? But that's not, America doesn't need a standing candidate. America doesn't need a candidate who's just doing this because he was told to do it. America needs a candidate with passion, purpose, and a deep desire to try and help transform our community, working together with the people. Because, America has a lot of potential. A lot of potential that has been underrealized, that has not bear fruit, because the reason is that it lacks the leadership necessary to really fulfill the true potential of the people. And we simply cannot allow this to go on for not even another day. But thank God that elections are coming very soon. So we put an end to that, and so yes, I'm here to serve. I'm excited to serve. I'm passionate about this. I'm committed to this. And the people are responding, when I go and I speak to people, they say, yeah, we deserve better. Imagine if a man, you could do so much better. We're just scratching the surface. And we want the opportunity with a new to new representatives to work together with them to realize a powerful America for everybody. And that's what we are about. This is what I signed up for. This is what I am committed to. And when the people at the beginning, when they approached me, I said, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to leave all that I was doing before. I was doing good stuff before, originally and so on. Good stuff, but hey, the better stuff is to be walking side by side with the people of Morocco so that we could fulfill the true potential of Morocco. And this is what we're about. So no matter what you hear from the other side, it's all like a little act, like a little going along. We can't afford that. We need more than that. We need an engaged team, an engaged government who's really focused on the people. And that's what Team NDP brings up. Every time I think about it, I feel fully proud and confident of Team NDP because I know really and truly that our hearts are in the right place. Not only our hearts, our minds are in the right place, and our experiences, our competence, our qualifications, and what we bring to the table, all of that are properly lined up in the right place to deliver the best government that the people of St. Vincent and Grenadines deserve. So join me on Saturday night on the 6th as we launch our operations center, and then accelerate the campaign all the way to victory. And thank you so much for inviting me into your homes on the block and speaking to me about what's on your mind. I mean, this is really good stuff I'm hearing, and whatever you tell me is what I put together to inform the plans that we would leadership is about listening to the people and responding to the people. Of course, I have my own vision, but my vision is constructed out of all of these conversations, and from my experience too. So let's do something really great together. So Saturday night at 6, 7:30, right opposite the school at the Morocco NDP Operations Center. Let's come and have a good time. Listen to some speakers, our dynamic speakers, our team, eat some good food, have a good time, and take these vibes right into election day. So that we could, as the major would say, let's win this thing early. Yeah. So, that's why we have promotion there. And secondly, we're not gonna have we're having a back to school project. It's not gonna be concentrated in one place. It has different parts. So for example, I've started giving out some back to school vouchers to students who could really benefit from them. I've asked people to help me to identify students who can really benefit from a little assistance in back to school. We've got some vouchers. But then we're giving those out. We still have some more to give out. And on the Sunday, the 31st, just the day before school, we'll be having some barbers and some persons to plait hair or braid hair for students. But we're doing this in a distributed way. Instead of asking everybody, America is a very big country. Instead of asking everybody to come to one location and wait for a long period, we're going to do it in 4 different locations. So I'm going to put out the details soon so that you can go to the barber or the person nearest you to have the hair braided or flat, as we say, right as close as possible to you. And that way, we're always thinking about how to be efficient, as we have to learn, because very soon we'll be part of the government. We will be the government. We have to find ways of doing things in a way that respond to the needs of people. So you'll be distributed, you would know the locations and where you can go to closest to you to get your hair cut or your hair braided for school. And that way, I think we'd have get more people done in the quickest possible time. Of course, I would come around and visit the locations to meet the students and maybe if some of the parents come along. But that's it by way of our own little contribution to the people of America who really would benefit from something like this. And we hope you take advantage of it. And for those of you who have responded already and have gotten your vouchers, I want to wish you all the best in your school endeavors. And you promised me that you'll be reading a book every week. So yeah, that's the only requirement, Major. I say, when you get these vouchers, just promise me to read a book every week.
All right.
That's
reasonable.
Get every student in Morocco to read a book every week. Morocco will be a powerful state.
That's 52 books in a year.
That's
Very
all right, Philip.
important.
Well, we look forward to the progress of Morocco.
Right.
And we could come to and pencil in, you know what I mean? You know, it's very, very important that all candidates will go flat out in this election. Flat out, you know. All seats at play.
No.
Chieftain made that statement
Major,
last
I
week.
plan to win Morocco.
Well, that's all we want. We ain't asking any more for you. That's enough.
I plan to win Morocco.
Winning is enough for us.
And I believe you.
When I win, the people win. Yeah. And when we win, you win.
I tell you something, if you win, or when you win, let me put it the other way. When you win, if your results come in early, you know, people going down the street early.
Yeah, because that's right.
That's government.
Already got over the line.
Once you win, that's government. Once South Korea win, government. Close the play.
Absolutely. So you could start going claim the streets.
No duckwat system here at all.
Okay.
Thanks, Philip.
Yeah, I may call in after.
Yeah, we're going to take the break. You feel free to come back after, no problem.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
It will probably, yes, no problem. All right, so, okay, thanks. What we'll do, folks, we're going to take the break and we come back.
Okay.
Let me just, we come back in a bit, okay?
Okay.
All right, so it's 4 minutes after the 12 o'clock hour. We're going to take the break and we'll be right back in just a minute or so. Still trying to locate that. Okay.
It's time to fall in. The New Democratic Party once again is on the move. Central Leeward this Thursday, August 28th at Garden, Bookham and Bay. The NDP is at it again from 7:30 p.m. Stand strong with your candidate, Conroy Huggins, under the theme, Together We Win with Huggins. Joining him on the stage will be a powerhouse lineup. Vice Presidents Major Sinclair Leacock and Nigel Nature Stevenson. Party Chairman Daniel Cummins. From North Leeward, Dr. Kishore Shallow. And from North Windward, Senator Chevron John. Remember, the code is yellow and it's time to fall in. And let's win the thing with the NDP. All roads lead to East St. George, Wednesday, September 3rd at Glen, starting at 7 p.m. We're calling everyone to come out and rally with your candidate, Laverne Gibson Vellux, alongside party leader and next Prime Minister of SVG, Dr. Godwin Friday, plus guest speakers, Fitz Bramble, Dr. Kishore Shallow, Andrew John, Philip Jackson, and Kashaka Cupid. This is more than a meeting. This is the movement for change. The NDP is ready, and together with you, we will win.
General Hardware still has the best prices on steel, lumber, and plywood. So go on, compare prices. And if by chance you find a better price, no stress. Just talk to the General, and they will beat that price plus give you special priority delivery. Yes, General Hardware offers free island-wide delivery on most purchases, so you never have to worry about getting your goods on site on time. Plus, shopping at General Hardware is a pleasant experience with friendly, knowledgeable staff always ready to serve. What more could you wish for, huh? So come to General Hardware for proper service, lowest prices, free delivery, and see why nobody beats the General. Nobody.
Vanity Supermarket in Kingstown, serving the nation with quality service and excellent prices. At Bonadi Supermarket number 2, located at Upper Middle Street, we are proud to serve you. We are second to none. Call us at 457-1616. We at Bonadi Supermarket number 2 will always be here for you. Bonadi Supermarket, serving the nation with quality service and excellent prices.
Hi, hun. Can you pick up the kids today? I know you're headed to the gym and you have some errands to run, but I just got called into a meeting. Thanks, babe. Oh, you may need to stop for gas, too.
Stop for gas? Since switching to Sol, we have lots left in the tank.
At Sol, we're on a mission to give you great fuel economy for all life's journeys. So enjoy the journey. Choose Sol Go Further fuels.
Flow's prepaid customers can now unlock big bonus rewards like bonus data, prizes, and more every time you activate a 3-day prepaid plan or launcher. Activate a plan, then scratch to reveal your bonus data. Plus, get points for extra prizes. The more you activate, the more bonus data and prizes you can win. Get in on the big bonus rewards when you activate a prepaid plan. Dial *129# or visit topupflow.com to activate a plan today.
There are many cleaning companies, but there is only one company that cleans, and that is VinceClean. So you don't have to wait for a season. Cleanliness is enough of a reason. Just finish building your dream home and wish to move in? Then VinceClean is for you. Do you have oil mark where that car is parked? New tiles just laid and want to remove tile grout, cement, or paint? VinceClean is for you. Shampooing of chair sets, mattress, carpet, house cleaning. VinceClean is for you. So whatever cleaning you need and for the best prices and quality on the market, telephone 431-1360, 457-1649. VinceClean, 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 the best in service.
Hannah, guess who nearly burned down the kitchen trying to make gourmet ramen?
You again?
I had no garlic, no butter, no vibes, so I ran to Massey quick.
Just for ramen?
I came out with dinner, dessert, and even items to clean up. Plus, points on my loyalty card. I even transferred money and still had time to grab a little wine.
So, basically, you lived enough.
Honestly, with the parking, service, and the WhatsApp updates, I might move in next week. Who else doing it like that? Massey Stores, our family serving your family and your last minute cravings.
Lewis Pharmacy. We specialize in friendly service with a personal, professional touch. Hence, we take pride in offering patient counseling on all prescription and over-the-counter products. We welcome inquiries on prescription drugs, vitamins, herbal preparation, fitness nutritional products, cough, cold, allergy, and all other healthcare products. For the convenience of our patients and surrounding community, we are situated uptown opposite the bus stop at Juicy Building. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Lewis Pharmacy.
Get value for your money. Shop at Richardson Motors. Shop at Richardson Motors Limited and enjoy 3 services in one. Pop into our convenience store for a wide array of snacks, drinks, and toiletries. Visit our mechanic shop for specialized treatment for your brakes, exhaust systems, and wheel alignment at our garage. But there's more. When you shop at Richardson Motors, get a free oil change service, clean, high-quality fuel, or shop from a wide range of automotive parts and accessories. We are conveniently located along the Arnesville Main Road. Drive on up. Reliability, convenience, and variety. Richardson Motors is your #1 stop.
CK Grace and Company is the #1 supermarket, 100% intention. The Intention Supermarket. We've got more of what you're looking for in multiple locations to serve you more and more. In business now for over 50 years, and you will always shopping right here. Oh yes, we're number one. CK Graves and Company, and we are Vincent John, a supermarket for you and me.
Air filters, oil filters, fuel filters, disc pads and brake shoes, clutch disc, pressure plates, rotor plates, engine parts, fan belts, timing belts, oil seals, spark plugs, radiators, radiator hoses, water pumps, universal joints, suspension parts, KYB Japanese shocks for Toyota, Nissan and Suzuki, tie rods, rack ends, ball joints. You can also get accessories, cleaning supplies, polishes, titanium tint, black tint, Valvoline motor oils, Toyota and Honda motor oils, transmission fluids, Michelin wiper blades, headlights, corner lights, HID kits, HID bulbs and ballast, LED bulbs, and much, much more can be had at Automax Auto Parts. Automax goes the extra mile and spend the extra dollar to ensure that you get first quality Japanese auto parts. Come see the difference at our showroom opposite the basketball court in Camden Park. Call us at 458-2000 or 529-2070. Visit us on Facebook, Automax Auto Parts. Drive the extra mile to get the best first quality auto parts.
Please note that we open on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
I passed by a brethren the other day. If you see he plays rat and cockroach racing, mosquito fighting one another for come knee in your ears, and the amount of woodlights I see, I had to wonder if them been in the wood with no attack and build the ark. I said, bye, call Flick.
For the eradication of pests, Flick is your answer. Before and after construction of your domestic and commercial buildings, Flick uses environmentally safe chemicals and keep washrooms fresh with the Aroma Odor Control and the FemCare Sanitary Disposal Systems. Call Flick Pest Control today at 457-1857 or click www.flickpestcontrol.com.
Memorial Funeral Home is the first in SVG to offer on-site cremation service. The new and modern crematorium provides a safe way to memorialize your loved ones. Memorial Funeral Home offers a variety of urns in which you can preserve your loved one in a personal way. Cremation can ease the financial burden as it reduces the cost of a standard funeral service by 50%. Caskets can also be rented. Cremation is a necessary option to the overcrowded burial grounds across the country. Their friendly and courteous staff will continue to take care of all your funeral needs, whether you choose to bury or cremate. If your loved ones die abroad, there's no need to worry. Memorial Funeral Home can assist in the transportation of bodies to SVG and from SVG to any part of the world. Memorial Funeral Home services can be accessed at their two locations. In Kingstown in the Russells Building at telephone number 453-2697 and in Mesopotamia at 458-8888. The Memorial Funeral Home, leading the way in modern and affordable services. Call us. We care.
Randy's Supermarket is perfect for all your grocery needs. We have a range of liquor, liqueur, and wines, fresh and quality bread, and our weekly specials will simply amaze you. Conveniently opened 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mondays to Thursdays, and Fridays and Saturdays 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. We have competitive prices and friendly staff. Randy's Supermarket, located at Lower Bay Street and Terrell Street. Call us at 456-2994. Randy's Supermarket, where shopping is fun.
Please note that the draw for the raffle will now take place at the West Kingston Constituency Office on the 29th of August at 5 p.m. Tickets going fast. Get yours from your constituency leaders and from the West Kingston office. First prize, a brand new 65-inch flat screen smart TV. Second prize, an all expenses paid weekend for two in Mustique. And third prize, a grand food hamper. Get your tickets now.
Everybody, it's time to fall in. The new Democratic Party once again is on the move. Central Leeward this Thursday, August 28th at Garden, Buckaman Bay. The NDP is at it again from 7:30 p.m. Stand strong with your candidate, Conroy Huggins, under the theme, Together We Win with Huggins. Joining him on the stage will be a powerhouse lineup. Vice President Major Sinclair Leacock and Nigel Nature Stevenson. Party Chairman Daniel Cummins. From North Leeward, Dr. Kishore Shallow. And from North Windward, Senator Chevron John. Remember, the code is yellow and it's time to fall in. And let's win the thing with the NDP. All roads lead to East St. George, Wednesday, September 3rd at Glen, starting at 7 p.m. We're calling everyone to come out and rally with your candidate, Laverne Gibson Velux, alongside party leader and next Prime Minister of SVG, Dr. Godwin Friday, plus guest speakers, Fitz Bramble, Dr. Kishore Shallow, Andrew John, Philip Jackson, and Kashaka Cupid. This is more than a meeting. This is the movement for change. The NDP is ready, and together with you, we will win. Everybody, it's time to fall in. The New Democratic Party once again is on the move. Central Leeward this Thursday, August 28th at Garden, Buckerman Bay. The NDP is at it again from 7:30 p.m. Stand strong with your candidate, Conroy Huggins, under the theme, Together We Win with Huggins. Joining him on the stage will be a powerhouse lineup. Vice Presidents Major Sinclair Leacock and Nigel Nature Stevenson. Party Chairman Daniel Cummins. From North Leeward, Dr. Kishore Shallow. And from North Windward, Senator Chevron John. Remember, the code is yellow and it's time to fall in. And let's win the thing with the NDP. All roads lead to East St. George, Wednesday, September 3rd at Glen, starting at 7 p.m. We're calling everyone to come out and rally with your candidate, Laverne Gibson Velux, alongside party leader and next Prime Minister of SVG, Dr. Godwin Friday, plus guest speakers, Fitz Bramble, Dr. Kishore Shallow, Andrew John, Philip Jackson, and Kashaka Cupid. This is more than a meeting. This is the movement for change. The NDP is ready, and together with you, we will win.
This election, I want to tell you one thing. One thing. You see, we Vinci, what? You see,
19 minutes after the 12 o'clock hour, listening to the New Times program for Wednesday, the 27th of August. I'm your host today, Clem Robert Francois. I'm going to give you registration schedule for today, Wednesday. But first, just reminding you also, this Saturday, August 31st, Sunday, August 31st, back to school, fresh cut and bread in. Walk with your comb and grease. That's from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. NDP East St. George office, party office. You have to try and get there by 1 p.m., okay? Because they close off at 2 p.m. So 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. this Saturday. Head to East St. George party office and get your fresh haircut and braid in free. Let me just stress that, free, all right? And again, reminding you of the East St. George Village meeting at Glen, Wednesday the 3rd of September, 7 p.m. You heard the promo for that. Also on Monday, okay? Monday the 1st, that's Monday coming. Top of Tongue Hill near Judy Cool Shop, East Kingston Village meeting. Here from Brother Fitz Bramble, Dr. Godwin Friday, the Major, Nature, Waterman Cummins, the General Secretary, Sister Laverne Velux, a Conroy, okay? That's Monday, so keep those dates in mind. Remember, Central Leeward is tomorrow, Thursday. Buckerman Bay, all right, 7:30 p.m. The Central Leeward Community Meeting Series continue. Also on Thursday, we have South Central Windward Chapman Village Meeting. All right, Brother Bruce and others next to Stanford Shop. And that start also at 7:30 p.m. So 2 meetings on Thursday, South Central Windward and Central Leeward. All right, so you can look forward to all these activities as we continue to go forward in New Democratic Party. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to give you the registration schedule for today. All right, so let me get that organized in a bit for you. Get it organized in a bit.
every time you go and protest, there's a problem. Labor police, they come and make an arrest. Yes. When they violate and we try fight, only looking for justice and right. things in SPG getting too hard.
Run your LP out of your yard.
This government treating me too bad.
Run your LP out of your yard.
Before the lack of work drive me mad.
Run your LP out of your yard.
When the children cry, we just get real.
Run your LP out of your yard.
How you run them?
Out of your yard.
Run them.
Out of your yard.
Run them.
Out of your yard.
Run your LP
out of your yard.
Run them.
Out of your yard.
Run them.
Out of your yard.
How you run them? From
out of your yard.
Run your LP out of your yard. Run Canelo.
Okay, so registration, and as usual, we start with North Windward registration. Today, remember, registration take place between 3:30 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Persons desirous of being registered must take along their birth certificate, marriage and or citizenship certificate, along with a photocopy of those documents, all right? So we start with North Windward registration today, August the 27th, Fancy Government School. Fancy Government School. North Central Windward registration today will be at the Park Hill Government School. Park Hill Government School. South Central Windward registration today will be at the Greg's Government School. South Windward, your registration today is at the Calder Government School. America registration today is at the Richland Park Government School. Richland Park Government School in America. East St. George registration is at the Brighton Methodist School. Brighton Methodist School. West St. George registration will be at the Belmont Government School. The Belmont Government School. East Kingston registration will be at the St. Vincent Technical College. The St. Vincent Technical College. Central Kingston, your registration today is at the Bishop College, Kingston. Bishop College, Kingston. West Kingston registration, J.P. Eustace Secondary School. J.P. Eustace Secondary School. South Leeward registration today is at the Bethel High School. That's in Camden Park, all right? Bethel High School, Camden Park. Central Leeward registration is at the Bookament Secondary School. Bookament Secondary School. North Leeward registration will be at the Chumaka Government School. The Chumaka Government School. Northern Grenadines registration will be at the Community Center in Paget Farm. Community Center in Paget Farm. Southern Grenadines, Union Island, London Resource Center in Ashton. London Resource Center in Ashton. And in Canawan is always at the Canawan Administrative Building. All right, so those are registration scheduled for today, the 27th of August, as I say, 2025. All right, so we're back. Conroy back here with Conroy meeting is tomorrow night. That's what I planned to say. And Bruce's meeting is also tomorrow, okay? Both at 7:30 p.m. You can look forward to them. All right, so.
Yes, Brother Bot. And just a note on the registration. I will continue to encourage persons, encourage our people to go out and register. Register to vote. That's the only way you're going to have a say in this election. Sure. Because if you're not registered, especially as a first-time voter, you do not have a say. Whatever the outcome of the election is, you will not be part of the decision-making process. So to be part of it, to ensure that you get rid of this corrupt and evil and wicked government, make sure that you register. That's the first process. Make sure that you know that you are going to vote for the key. That's the second part of it. And the third part of it, make sure you vote for the candidate, the NDP candidate in your area. In South Windward, it's Andrew John. Andrew Teach John. Make no mistake about that. Andrew Teach John is the person who would be able to represent your constituency.
And you just like it's 2 Johns, right?
Right, we do have 2 Johns in this race in South Windward. We don't know if it was deliberate because remember, but the people were not allowed to select their candidate. The candidate was selected for them in South Windward, which to me is an insult. To tell you the truth, I mean, to say allow the people to choose who they think can represent them. You can't choose somebody who you feel as the leader you could manipulate and you could, control and you could turn around, basically, as we have seen happen before in South Windward. We have not been represented in South Windward for the past 25 years. I'm telling you, this is 30 years. We have not had proper representation. You could not go to the candidate to get anything done. And we are already seeing the same trend. There is no evidence that anything is going to change if you select this next person who they are putting up. Because, as somebody said, but just this last point, he was the campaign manager of the present representative. We have to remember that, and people sometimes we blind ourselves to reality. And then when we get the right now end of the thing, now we say, if we had known. Come on, the evidence is there for you to see. We see what you have been getting from them over the past 25 years.
I have some texts I want to catch up on.
Okay, right.
Also, the point is in South Windward, look for the key.
The key, that's right.
So just in case they try anything with the Johns, look for the key. Put the X next to the key, importantly in South Windward.
Yes.
So not just the name John, but the key. Make sure your X is next to the key. All right. Somebody say morning, but Major's best you refer to the fella as Dr. So and so, then Pastor so and so. That was earlier in terms of I hear that person sometime, and I think at your meeting I did mention the fact that a lot of these preachers are person of God seem to have let down themselves. Not even their basis sometimes. Anyhow,
well,
we'll come to that.
If I say a little bit on it, to me, once you get tied up with this regime, this is a regime, and once you as a pastor become involved intimately with this regime, you cannot perform as you should. That is my view, especially coming out of that vaccine mandate, where I saw the pastors were tricked into signing off something with the government so they couldn't defend their people.
That's why I like Psalm 1, very important. I think Philip is back with us. Philip?
Yeah, I'm back with you guys. And just treat me as if I'm in the studio.
Okay, no worry, man. All right, so just give me a minute. Let me finish this. Let's call. Oh, that's probably from your end. But Major is so correct about the DJ with the campaign song. The person is basically saying, agree with Major, that we need to be playing more the campaign songs in thing. But how come the Barbados man can't give us an outcome on who's going to win the election? I think they're talking about we never had Harry or Henley who normally predict for them.
Yes.
But I think he can't make it this time. But I'm here listening from New York. I was getting the station on St. Vincent radio station. And now something happened since last. I was, I don't know if it's that because of the current. I think we're still on generator.
Oh.
So that affects some of the issues. Yeah, Philip. Thanks.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah. So just before I came in, teacher was talking about the vaccine mandate.
Well, we were just about to go there, right? Yeah. Because we were saying the way the government got the preachers, some of them, to come into his cabinet and agree that the vaccine was not a part of their doctrine. Not taking the vaccine was not a part of their doctrine. They might have thought that they just went in there to have a casual conversation with him, But he has a way of acting or putting you in a position where you can't defend yourself. So after they had that, he used that against them, And when the people went to the churches, the Adventist church, and there was the Pentecostal, I know this information because, as I said before, I was part and parcel of that whole process. And so these persons who went to their churches to seek an exemption based on religious grounds, the man told them that their pastors had already said that they cannot get an exemption because their doctrine has nothing to do with they have nothing in their doctrines against taking the vaccine. So the people were left out, hanging out, you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, but I know the Adventist Church's position is that it should be something like this can't be mandated.
It shouldn't be.
Free.
Shouldn't be.
It has to be, and that's where the crux of the matter is. Right now, the truth is, a lot of persons worldwide and right here in SVG have died as a consequence of complications from the vaccine. And I just read about a new study. I have to double check carefully that it's it's a
the one
bona
coming
fide
out
report.
of India.
Yeah, India, and there's a Yale study. So this just all of this tend to confirm the apprehension, the fears, and the reservations people have. But the matter of the vaccine mandate is strictly a constitutional matter. No government has the right. No government has the right to force any citizen to take an experimental drug against their will. And that's where the crux of the matter is. That's where the court case was decided too. Because really and truly, it was error. It was erroneous to force this on people. It was, and above that, illegal and then wicked. And so that's the story, that our wicked government, headed by the master of wickedness and all of the copybooks that, because they say he is the, everything is a university lecture. So I suppose, I studied biology teach. I have a first class honors degree in biology. I studied virology, immunology, you name it. So I'm assuming, according to what Camilla and them say, Ralph was over there giving them a lecture on immunology and,
anything
and
will be a lecture to them,
epidemiology. But he has no qualification in any of this area. And then telling them this is what is going to happen, and then forcing an illegal, unconstitutional, and totally wicked mandate on Vincent. And that is exactly what happened. And that is why every Vincentian, when election comes, say, listen, that was terrible. It's the worst thing ever visited on us. And we are punishing you for that. We're getting rid of, because you cannot manage our affairs properly. I don't know who they were responding to, but obviously not the people of St. Vincent and Grenadines. And for that, they deserve to be voted out.
Solidly voted out, man. Overwhelmingly.
Totally, And if they could do this, they would do it again. Yes, we do.
We don't have a doctor.
There seems to be. I don't know if Vinec put out. Vinec put out an advisory.
So I don't know how many people are getting our program. That's why I was checking into,
Oh yeah, well they might have to switch on one of the online services. Yeah, there's just type in Nice Radio online, and you should be able to get it. Right? It's Nice Radio online, and then see what happens there. Maybe we could put out a little link on one of our pages. They could still follow. Yeah. So I also, while we're talking about vaccine mandate, I read a very troubling article on Facebook where somebody was showing photographs of mold and swelling and moisture in the bathroom of the pediatric ward, of Kingston, Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. This just goes to another example of how the Ministry of Health and the Minister of Health. Who's the Minister of Health? You teach, who's the Minister of Health?
He's supposed to be a partner, your counterpart, I should say. He's supposed to be him. But he hasn't been speaking. Remember, Jackson, you're asking a good question. You know why? Because these people who are ministers in their own right,
Yeah.
appointed by the Prime Minister to run the country on their own ministry on behalf of the people. They don't have any voice, you know.
Yeah.
They don't, you know, you might say it, and we might say it as a joke, because the Ministry of Health might be one of the few ministries where you might be able to identify who the person is in charge. If you check the others, you're not hearing anything from them. I don't even know where my own representative, I don't know where he is now.
That's why I
you don't hear them. You don't hear them. They can't speak.
That's why at 2:00 on one morning, his master sent him to table this bill.
Yes, and he was the man who piloted it.
Yeah, he was the minister of health. I mean, Jimmy is a nice guy. I mean, we know him from reading news and so on and API. I mean, I'm not putting him down, but
he wasn't nice. He wasn't nice with the vaccine
no,
at all, man.
I'm just saying, Jimmy didn't understand one thing about vaccine immunology to feel so confident to do this thing.
Yeah,
and a lot of his people told him, "Don't go. This thing is
they don't
wrong."
listen to the people. They have to listen to the master.
He has to listen to his master.
Yes.
So he doesn't even. So he's sleeping on the job, and apart from the wicked vaccine mandate that he tabled, which is unfortunate because he wasn't even paying attention to exactly what's going on. Now we have a whole set of issues in the Ministry of Health. I mean, it's totally unacceptable in the pediatric ward because children are most susceptible to infections and so on. The immune system are not as developed as ours. So that needs to be fixed right away. But I mean, I'm not surprised because they look what they did for that. There was a playing field in Oval in Richmond Park. We call it Oval, just above Mountain View Adventist Academy.
I know very well where it is.
Where they dump a whole set of dirt and tree stump and concrete, and so say they're going to fix that. What the minister and also the representative of America, Mr. Prince, basically created right there is a mosquito breeding swamp. People have to be moving the little children because of mosquitoes, and mosquitoes can spread dengue, which kills. So therefore, there's a just total neglect of the healthcare sector. Mr. Prince is responsible for the neglect, total neglect, and so he's combining he's creating a hazard for people's health, and at the same time creating a situation where people can't use the park for months. In an area where sports is a big thing, and you think, and he was so happy to do that. He say, well, wow, we dump a whole set of dirt and so on and Oval and put it out of commission, and he claimed that as a success, right? He went and doing the same thing at Kenya now.
Yeah, I noticed that. But Jackson, I just want to make this point to you to support what you're saying there. Because sometimes we take these things for granted. When they close these parks and they prevent or deprive the youngsters from learning a skill in sports, they prevent them, these skills very well may be the way out for these children, So we're not just encouraging producing mosquitoes and we're producing crime through that and so on, but we are denying our children the opportunity to make a decent living in sports.
Obviously.
And they're not at the level where they could acknowledge this, I see people complaining online that they're locking up the playing field. They are depriving our children of an opportunity to go and make a decent living, and that is why we have to vote them out of power and put a government in place that will look out for the interests of the children. It's simple.
And
that's where development has to start.
We have already put out our policy on sports, led by national sportsmen that are part of the team NDP. When I tell you about team NDP and how prepared we are, man, this is no joke, Every Vincentian should be very, very proud and confident. We put out our sports policy that says sports is not just about recreation and health and keeping fit, but it's about career development. Right up to a global level. And that's why we've always said, and Major's always reiterated, every playing field and so on, hardcourt should be lighted so people can access them even late into the night because of their work schedule and so on and so forth. That's how you drive development, not the sort of neglect and just a whole set of pompous talk with no action. It's like,
Philip, and I think I have somebody online. Let me just see if the
sure.
person is still there. Good afternoon. Are you still there?
Yes, but good afternoon, and good afternoon to Major. Good afternoon to your guests in the studio. Good afternoon to Mr. Jackson.
Good afternoon.
I want some help. I want to help with Major with something. But let me first say, Mr. Jackson, I want to strengthen you with something you said a while ago. That same place you're talking about where the mosquitoes are up in Richland Park, isn't it a hard coat as well as there?
Well, there used to be a hard code, and the structure wasn't that strong enough to support. But they never bothered to fix it. Jimmy used to live right there.
But then,
long time ago, when he was.
Why I'm glad you raised that.
Yeah.
Why I'm glad you raised that point is because we have a lot of youngsters up there, and that area could be even a little area that children could go down and play the little basketball, the little planet ball cricket, or whatever, and take them off the streets and riding these bikes and so forth, which you see normally happen up where you up there. And just not too far away from where you're living. The roads in Richland Park has done the well, the road up there very well, but right just below where you're living, the road is not complete because look at that
there's been there for months.
As if, for how long?
And they left it as if it's nothing, nobody's business. It doesn't matter. It's ripping up his tires.
Right?
So
how could you say the road is complete? That road is not complete because when vehicles are coming up there, if you're not careful, you could damage your vehicle because there's a deep part and a good.
Exactly. People been and citizens have highlighted that. It's terrible. Exactly. It's as if it's nobody's business. That's the kind of. And Jimmy does even live in the constituency. I've been telling folks.
No, I think all he likes going around, but No,
but I've learned one thing in recent time.
Okay, caller, thanks.
Yeah, I hope the call is still listening. I've learned one thing.
Hello. Hello. I don't know if Philip, you there still? Okay, we seem to have lost.
I had a little story
there.
In relation to the vaccine that I really want to share.
Hello.
Hey, bud.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, just teach me for you. Just
no, you go ahead.
The point I was saying is that
we had lost you.
When you live in the society, in the community, you feel the pulse of the community. You feel the different demographics, like the different, whether the young people, what the students are experiencing, what farmers, housewives. You actually feel the pulse, and then that you're then in a better place to really respond. This sort of absenteeism, this leadership from a distance and so on, it's not going to work because then you're not really engaged. You're not really responsive to what's going on. So you get this feeling of nothing really happened. The road is like that for months. It's bothering nobody. We don't need to fix it because the folks who really deserve me to make an effort to get it smoothed out. And that could be smoothed out in a couple of hours, but it's like nobody's business. No, we deserve better. We simply deserve better. We just can't keep supporting people who don't have the energy for us. We gotta give them back the same energy they're giving us, and their energy is one of neglect and donkeyness, as the old people could say. So when election comes, we hit them with that. Get rid of that because we deserve better.
Okay, thanks. Stitch, I know you're leaving us about one. That is, there any particular constituency issue you want to raise?
But sometimes I wonder if I am already the representative in Southwind, because sometimes I have to do the thing. I have to perform the role because we haven't really been having much support from the government. And I'm saying from the government, from the ULP government. And what I'm stating are facts. For example, we had a little hole. When I heard Philip talk about that pothole or that unfinished road in Richland Park, it reminded me right at my gap in Argyle, because I'm living next to the airport. Right above me there was a pothole right next to the main airport entrance. And it was there for a little while. So I took a picture of it, just a simple picture, and I put it up. And I say, how much would this cost how much will it cost us to fix this? Because I'm sure at the end of the day, if you cut that patch out, it might be maybe a 4x4 or 4x6. It was getting big because water was running on it. And I put that up on Facebook, and within a short period of time, I think it was less than a week, they sent to get it fixed. But that is not the interesting part, The interesting part of it is what that one person decided that I am trying to mislead the public in putting it up. And I'm trying to seek or to be political in making, people aware of it. So that is one of the problems we have been having. The things are there, the decay is there, the deterioration is there, the problems of the potholes are there, the problems of the roads are there. Our clinics have already reached a stage where they're barely functioning. In Bible, when you look at that clinic, it's more ISO than anything else. Nurses are complaining about it, right? The patients can't go there and feel happy sitting there in a dirty place, a place that scarcely functions. The police station in Bible, really a relatively new building, has reached a stage where well, I took a picture, I had to laugh. I took a picture with the awnings, just over the windows, they had some, right, they were rotting down. And I took a picture of them and again drew it to the attention of the public. And they went and they took out, rather than fix them, they took all of them off and carried them away, dump them. So that no more they have that. The windows now are just left to the weather. And I went into the police station. I was appalled at what they're asking the policemen and women, the way they're asking them to operate. No transportation. They're covering an area from Bible right up to Lauders and Lomans and Greg's. And when calls come in the night, the police have to try and seek a ride. The only transportation they have is at the Calico station. And the Calico station, as we know, already covers a vast area. So that transportation has to go to stops, then go to Bible, and come back to Calico. So you could imagine a lot of our issues are unsolved, unresolved when the calls are made, especially in the night. But the thing about the police station is not just the thing, not just the transportation. The cell where they have the prisoners, where prisoners are expected to stay on a temporary basis. They have no toilet facilities. The toilet facilities have gone bad or they have been removed. Nothing is there. And we are asking our policemen and women to become janitors in these stations for urine and places and so on. They are expecting that the police will take on these roles. And as policemen and women, I'm telling you, as a person who came out of the union, the belly of the union, this is totally unacceptable. This is while this government spends money on things that we could consider not of vital importance to a struggling economy. They have no priority in terms of the people's needs. They don't prioritize the people's needs. So they don't fix that. They wouldn't fix that, right? I talk about the roads again. Remember, Bod, you were here with us when we spoke about the Bonham Road, and as a Stubbs man, you were one of the persons who really talk about that road in Bonham, and you were able to tell me about some gutter that I wasn't even aware of, right? And Sam, this guy who called in and was always, would call and say, where's Major? Major, where's John? And so on. Call in on a regular basis talking about the Bonham Road.
He called Monday.
You call him Monday, right? And when we put that case out there for that road, they started it. They started to do some work on it. We went to Simon, even before we talk about doing something on Bonham, we talk about Simon Road. That road is bad from the top to the bottom. And I don't know how the people make it out of Simon. I don't know, honestly, especially people with vehicles, because they don't have any van walking in Simon. People are not going to take the vans up to Simon.
So we are going up there for the meeting? We are not meeting in Simon. Just now.
You are four-wheel drive. You better have a four-wheel drive. Yes. And we are saying, I reach a stage where you say, well, okay, we have a few months to election. They're not going to fix this road. I say, Simon, people have no right to even give them one vote in Simon. Because they have no intention whatsoever fixing the road. They went to Diamond again in Diamond.
And that's a good connecting link road back over to if you want to go to
and that is why you heard Russell was talking. Same thing in Hopewell already. Because there is one, they block off that one going down to Simon where they could take it now because you can't walk down. They couldn't do that road coming down to Mespo from Overgrade. They blocked that Maroon Hill Road.
Right now, still blocked.
So they had to go over Richland
Park and come wrong.
Right, and some people could have even used that Simon Road.
Maybe they want to vote for Philip.
Well, they have to. Because Philip, that's your responsibility now, And the same thing they did. I have to laugh with these people here. They just like crazy people. Philip like to say they like talk. Same thing. I couldn't believe this week when I saw either API or Braxa, one of the people from the institutions, was highlighting a piece of work that they did in Acres. They took off a whole part of this mountainside, in Acres going across. They fix anything,
I want to add a bit to that. I want to add.
Well, let me allow you to go ahead because that's part of your area. But when they dig off his mind, they make sure you know that.
But they dig off 6 years for my people.
For 6 years.
The residents, when you look at it from afar, like when you over Carre or anything, look back, it looks ugly.
Boy, I tell you, it's a terrible mistake they made there.
The resident says it looks ugly, and it's because they had poor design for they didn't landscape the bank properly, and then start to fall in, and then it'll go forward up again and making it. I think over time it's gonna be worse when heavy rain starts hit there, and it's gonna be.
Yes, but that's exactly.
Is it a matter of the gradient to how they cut it off, or not really?
Yeah, they had no design for the bank. Many years ago, everybody know when you're cutting banks, you use nice trellises, what you call like a step backwards nicely, because the aesthetics is important. The ULP treats anything they do as like when you go by somebody, you go a wrong time, like when food are shared and they didn't want to give you none, and they're so vexed already. They just take your food and just slam it down in the plate. And when the plate come out, no love ain't go part of the plate.
Gosh.
So the ULP is like,
exactly what is be happening.
They slap it down and say, take it. Drink, like Moses been telling Israelites, drink your rebels.
Eat that.
As if it's casting scraps to swine. As the same way, the villagers say the place look ugly. Same thing with Maroon. They could have done it nicely with standard ways of doing these things that other people around the Caribbean. 20 years ago, I was in St. Lucia, and I was so impressed with the way they landscaped the bank that they were using in an era in Soufrière there. It was beautiful, but not 20-something years after. This is what they're giving people.
I remember they hustling, They're hustling.
They're hustling. And I see Mr. Sinclair Prince glorifying what they used to call Gucci tracks.
Jimmy Prince, if you please, leave out the Sinclair.
I want to mix up. It's like the John and John thing.
Mr. Prince have API plastering a whole set of pictures of Gucci tracks. Yeah. But here, what they only doing it because elections coming and they're trying a thing.
Yes.
And many of the roads, many of the so-called Gucci tracks at Bernard, while they had base, are left in complete ruin. Actually, there are some sections of these roads, I call them Beckwith channels. I was telling the young men, I say, we call this piece of this road Beckwith channel. And they want to I say, listen, when Beckwith channel catch you in a windy time, you're going rocking back and forth. That's exactly how the vehicles rock back. But they're just doing it for show and total, and maybe now election they want to see appear to doing some. But when the NDP government, Leacock, and I know you like these things, when James Mitchell and his colleagues under the NDP built these roads, it was born out of a deep understanding of how economic transformation occurs by road access, opening up lands that were hitherto inaccessible, and then raising the value of these lands so that people's assets have become have more value overnight. So then they could now take these lands,
security
as security to the bank to pursue their ambitions,
you
their
know.
dreams.
Well, they have a way they like to say, bringing that capital alive.
You know,
That's
Philip,
it.
that's something I always, that whole area from Calico goes straight back around into Glen over Fair Hall to come back out by the Mayor's Gap support. That whole area. Vans never used to go up there now. Some people won't know. Never used to go up there in houses. It's Louis Jones who built the road, that whole network that opened up that whole area. In fact, I get quickly the area there where Joyet, God bless his soul, and Davy. It's John B. got to the used to call it, you know.
Glenn, I lived up there, you know.
Huh?
I lived
Well,
up there.
you know, and when
the back the opposite side of the mental home there.
Oh, they had joke that when they going down there and they butt up on somebody to you with full speed because it was dark.
People actually used to walk down that road with the shoes in their hand.
Yeah.
Because when the rain came, it was like a river.
Exactly. And
it's sheltered in the grass below, you know. So remember that?
Yeah.
The ULP's way of doing things, we call it their modus operandi. The way of doing things is real backward. It's like they take us, like, well, Major would say centuries. They took us centuries back, the way they just do things just for political expediency, and they have to do it, and then they waste our money because then we have to come back and fix it again. It's just terrible. And they like to talk about, scientific government. It's like, are you crazy? Where is the evidence? It's just, everything for them is just a show and just to hoodwink people 6 months before election to gain some votes. Nah, man. Vincentians are smarter than that. We deserve better than that. And our money, our hard-working money, deserve better planning and better execution. Simple as that. Because it matters, you know. When you waste money on roads that you keep have to always be repairing because of bad design and bad management in the construction process. That's less money for healthcare. That's why you can't get simple things like hydrogen peroxide to clean people's lungs. You know. That's why people go down there and suffer and die because of lack of medication. These things matter. The poor management of the ULP, of our money, is causing people's lives, not just causing lives, and is holding back people from gaining the type of service they deserve because they're wasting money we don't have. And then what? They keep coming and borrowing money as if it's water they borrowing. Billions and billions of dollars for us to pay back our children, grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren down the line. That it can't work. We have to put an end to that. And thankfully, within a few months, Vincent and you have a chance to put an end to that and elect a government that really cares about you and would manage your affairs properly, as you deserve. And that's why I'm excited to be part of Team NDP. I can't shout about that. I would say that until I sound like a broken record. I am super proud of Team NDP, and you should be too.
Teacher, I know you said you had to leave one. I just remind you of the time it's one. So if you can just...
Have you advertising?
I know you agree with me.
What registration is it?
Yeah, the registration.
Yes, we have a little function at the office this evening. So I want to take my leave and to go and get that, make sure it is organized for the children when they get there this evening. So thank you all very much. I really enjoyed the program. I'm hoping that I could be here next week to join, you see, because this is when we really get our people to know what is happening. But the people of South Windward, stand firm. Continue to reject the NDPs, not the NDP, the ULP's candidate. Make sure that you continue because I see that it's happening, that you don't appreciate the way this election was done and you're not satisfied that that candidate who has been brought before you will be able to stand up to the way the ULP has been managed.
So in South Windward, the important thing is to put the X by the key, yeah?
Yes. I'm just going to say that, Major. So careful
say
with
it
the
again,
John. So you have to be careful with the John. You're looking for the key, just in case anything.
Right.
So one is
All them
Teach
vote,
John.
all them votes you're going to get.
And the others about John.
don't want them to get
You know,
any
because
of them.
they might play the
Right.
alphabet, so we're not sure.
That may
So
be part of
look
the
for the key.
but it wouldn't
See, the reason why they're rejecting the candidate is because you the best man. They choosing the best man.
Of
You know what I'm
course,
to do?
of course,
Yeah,
it goes
that's
without
why
saying. And some of them call me and tell me that, even their own people call me and tell me that.
He's the
We
best
want
John.
somebody.
He's the best John.
We want somebody who will speak up on their behalf.
You have another way you said it, but we can't talk up on radio. So I allow him to go on this tour. That's for the platform.
Right.
Teach all the
See you
best.
on Thursday, I should be in Mr. Bruce meeting on Thursday.
Yeah, I'll be there too. I'll be there. I'm happy.
That's
to be
tomorrow
on
night.
Friday.
You advertise that meeting.
Yeah,
right?
we did. And we also have a meeting in Central Leo.
Bokomo, yes.
Yeah.
And in Glen next week.
Yeah. Yeah, we push all already.
And P will hang me because you have 2 Saturday events. You have Kishore down in Coleshill, Lime and Vibe from 1 to 6.
Uh-huh.
And from 7 you have a Vibes and Lime in Block 2000 with P in Central Kingston.
That's this Saturday?
That's this Saturday.
Okay, all right. So put me at
So remember I said Kishore has a Lime and Vibes.
And you have a Vibes and Lime.
We have a Vibes and Lime because we didn't get much of the Lime. So. And that's P is doing that in Block 2000. So you're going to want to push for that today and tomorrow.
Okay, I will.
Because I don't know we have an advertisement.
No, they didn't one, but
P say you're doing some Rasta soup and some other soup and barbecue, some wings and some breadfruit and.
Okay. Philip, you staying with us?
Yeah, just a little bit more.
But Philip, once you're on, I give it with you, because
we're going to the breaks. I don't know.
We're
are you want to take?
Because by that time my lunch period.
Okay, so take a 5 minutes or so. We'll take the break 5 minutes late and.
So speaking directly to the people of Morocco.
Okay.
Your humble servant, Philip Jackson. I am committed to this. I'm committed to this task that you have given me. And I am the only person, I'm the only person in the race who really wants to be doing this thing. The only person who really, really wants to be doing this together with you, because I believe in your true potential, and I have the passion, I have the purpose, and I have the plans to transform Morocco into a powerful place. And I'm very happy for this opportunity. Thank you for inviting me into your homes, inviting me into your dreams and your visions and your plans and so on, and discussing them, so that together we can fashion what is really needed for our people to really thrive. And I want us let's be excited about this new relationship. It's like a relationship. Let's give it the time to build it, But to really seal the deal on elections day, you have to come and choose me by placing your X right next to the key. That's that, and make it official. Make the relationship for transformation of Morocco official, so the whole world can see it. This is it. This is where we're going. This is our guy, and this is our new rep, and we're doing this thing together. On the 6th, I'm inviting you to my operations center, our operations center, on the 6th, Saturday the 6th of September from 7:30. Let's come and have a great time together, socialize, listen to our plans, eat some good food, meet your neighbor. And I was speaking to some ladies this morning who volunteered to help out with braiding and plaiting affairs, and I was saying to them, we have to build a community spirit. And they say, yes, a lot of that has gone out the door. But I say, yes, we can do it again. We have to start somewhere. And this is one example.
Philip, when is that event taking place?
Yeah, which one?
The braiding and so
forth. Yeah.
I know Sunday.
Sunday the 31st, the day before school.
Okay, so both Eastern George and Morocco is having that event.
Yeah, I'll put out information, and we have it in different places.
Okay, beautiful.
Right. So
Eastern George is Sunday.
Yeah, Eastern George is Sunday, 9 to 2 p.m.
Yeah, the same thing. Just before school open. Okay. The day before, this Sunday before school open, and so I'm happy about this. And I'll be in the area. I'll be visiting the homes this afternoon. in Richmond Park. I'm not going to say exactly where yet, but you would see me when I'm there, and we'll be happy to meet you. And let's continue to do this thing. Like I said, on election day, that's our big date. That's my big date with you, Mariko, when we will seal the deal by you making sure you vote for me as your representative, as your member of parliament, by placing an X right next to the key. And like we say, flip the script, win with Philip.
Beautiful.
Major, thank you so
I'll
much.
take care. All right, good.
All right.
I'll come. I'll join both after the break.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah,
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so we're gonna take the breaks and some persons trying to get in. I know our Secretary General also trying to get in, so we'll take the break after
Take
that.
Secretary General for me, please.
He's not online at the
Because
moment.
I don't know if he wants to deal with the meeting.
Yeah. He's not in line at the moment. I was hoping that I get it.
Well, signal him.
So we'll go to the break and re-monitor that, okay? Thanks.
Everybody, it's time to fall in. The New Democratic Party once again is on the move. Central Leeward this Thursday, August 28th at Garden, Bookham and Bay. The NDP is at it again from 7:30 p.m. Stand strong with your candidate, Conroy Huggins, under the theme, Together We Win with Huggins. Joining him on the stage will be a powerhouse lineup. Vice Presidents Major Sinclair Leacock and Nigel Major Stevenson. Party Chairman Daniel Cummins. From North Leeward, Dr. Kishore Shallow. And from North Windward, Senator Chevron John. Remember, the code is yellow and it's time to fall in. And let's win the thing with the NDP. All roads lead to East St. George, Wednesday, September 3rd at Glen, starting at 7 p.m. We're calling everyone to come out and rally with your candidate, Laverne Gibson Velox, alongside party leader and next Prime Minister of SVG, Dr. Godwin Friday, plus guest speakers, Fitz Bramble, Dr. Kishore Shallow, Andrew John, Philip Jackson, and Kashaka Cupid. This is more than a meeting. This is the movement for change. The NDP is ready, and together with you, we will win. The Vibes is set for Sunday, September 14th. Sunday, September 14th, 2025. It's the Southern Grenadines boat ride to Beckway. Jump on the MV Ambience as we leave Union Island at 7:30 sharp, sailing through Myro and Canawan all the way to Lower Bay Beckway for the big small goal football clash. Southern Grenadines versus the Northern Grenadines. Drinks, food, games, pure fun and niceness. Feel the vibe and be part of the action. Don't miss this. Mark the dates. September 14th. All aboard Beckway. We going.
General Hardware still has the best prices on steel, lumber, and plywood. So go on, compare prices. And if by chance you find a better price, no stress. Just talk to the General, and they will beat that price plus give you special priority delivery. Yes, General Hardware offers free island-wide delivery on most purchases, so you never have to worry about getting your goods on site on time. Plus, shopping at General Hardware is a pleasant experience with friendly, knowledgeable staff always ready to serve. What more could you wish for, huh? So come to General Hardware for proper service, lowest prices, free delivery, and see why nobody beats the General. Nobody.
Hannah, guess who nearly burned down the kitchen trying to make gourmet ramen?
You again?
I had no garlic, no butter, no vibes, so I ran to Massey quick.
Just for ramen?
I came out with dinner, dessert, and even items to clean up. Plus, points on my loyalty card. I even transferred money and still had time to grab a little wine.
So, basically, you live there now?
Honestly, with the parking, service, and the WhatsApp updates, I might move in next week. Who else doing it like that? Massey Stores, our family serving your family and your last minute cravings.
Lewis Pharmacy. We specialize in friendly service with a personal, professional touch. Hence, we take pride in offering patient counseling on all prescription and over-the-counter products. We welcome inquiries on prescription drugs, vitamins, herbal preparation, fitness nutritional products, cough, cold, allergy, and all other health care products. For the convenience of our patients and surrounding community, we are situated uptown opposite the bus stop at Juicy Building. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Lewis Pharmacy.
Lane's Homeware Plus, located opposite the Financial Complex, official grand opening this Friday and Saturday with 15% discount store-wide. Visit our newly refurbished store for your selection of bedroom wear, bathroom wear, kitchenware, and other household and decorative products. Lanes for quality and price.
Randy's Supermarket is perfect for all your grocery needs. We have a range of liquor, liqueur, and wines, fresh and quality bread, and our weekly specials will simply amaze you. Conveniently opened 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Mondays to Thursdays, and Fridays and Saturdays 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. We have competitive prices and friendly staff. Randy's Supermarket, located at Lower Bay Street and Terrell Street. Call us at 456-2994. Randy's Supermarket, where shopping is fun.
There are many cleaning companies, but there is only one company that cleans, and that is Vinci Clean. So you don't have to wait for a season. Cleanliness is enough of a reason. Just finish building your dream home and wish to move in? Then Vinci Clean is for you. Do you have oil mark where that car is parked? New tiles just laid and want to remove tile grout, cement, or paint? Vinci Clean is for you. Shampooing of chair sets, mattress, carpet, house cleaning. Vinci Clean is for you. So whatever cleaning you need and for the best prices and quality on the market, telephone 431-1360, 457-1649. Vinci Clean, Vinci Clean, Vinci Clean, the best in service. Please note that the draw for the raffle will now take place at the West Kingston Constituency Office on the 29th of August at 5 p.m. Tickets going fast. Get yours from your constituency leaders and from the West Kingston office. First prize, a brand new 65-inch flat screen smart TV. Second prize, an all expenses paid weekend for two in Mustique. And third prize, a grand food hamper. Get your tickets now.
Introducing Kitty Care Plus, Picoactin Syrup, and Mimglobin Liquid from Maya Organics PVT Limited. Kitty Care Plus is an optimum nutrient for growing children. It promotes physical growth and enhances intellectual performance. Picoactin Syrup has a synergistic combination of cyproheptadine and B vitamins that help to improve appetite and body weight. And Mimglobin Liquid helps to optimize growth and builds immunity. Get yours today. Kitty Care Plus, Picoactin Syrup, and Mimglobin Liquid. Available at leading supermarkets and pharmacies. Agent Bowman's Pharmacy. Call 456-2235.
Flo's prepaid customers can now unlock big bonus rewards like bonus data, prizes, and more every time you activate a 3-day prepaid plan or launcher. Activate a plan, then scratch to reveal your bonus data. Plus, get points for extra prizes. The more you activate, the more bonus data and prizes you can win. Get in on the big bonus rewards when you activate a prepaid plan. Dial *129# or visit topupflow.com to activate a plan today.
TK Graves and Company is the number one supermarket, 100% contention. Intention Supermarket. We've got more of what you're looking for in multiple locations to serve you more and more. In business now for over 50 years, and you will always say by shopping right here. Oh yes, we're number one. CK Graves and Company, and we are Vincent John, a supermarket for you and me.
Get value for your money. Shop at Richardson Motors. Shop at Richardson Motors Limited and enjoy 3 services in one. Hop into our convenience store for a wide array of snacks, drinks, and toiletries. Visit our mechanic shop for specialized treatment for your brakes, exhaust systems, and wheel alignment at our garage. But there's more. When you shop at Richardson Motors, get a free oil change service, clean, high-quality fuel, or shop from a wide range of automotive parts and accessories. We are conveniently located along the Arnesville Main Road. Drive on up. Reliability, convenience, and variety. Richardson Motors is your #1 stop.
Since 2012, we have provided reliable, professional dialysis services in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are now proud to offer you new solutions for your health problems. Each new solution is being delivered to you with the same high degree of care and professionalism. We also use the best technology in the delivery of our services. So, does your doctor need a precise view of what's happening inside your body? Let us perform an ultrasound for you. Ladies, if it's your breasts, then choose our mammography service. For all issues related to men and women's health at any stage in your life, our team can perform the necessary investigations to put your mind at ease and recommend solutions for your problems. If it's to see within your chest or check for broken bones and fractures, then use our state-of-the-art U-Arm X-ray service. For you aging men and women, we can now check your bone density, which will reduce any complications that may arise with overall bone health, osteoporosis, or arthritis. Health Solutions will provide answers and results in a timely, accurate manner in the most comfortable environment, while you are taken care of by well-trained and experienced staff. Please call us today at 451-2836 or 434-3170, or visit us online at healthsolutionsSVG.com. You can also follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Health Solutions, where we are providing solutions in SVG with care.
We would like to say that Captain Bligh XO Aged Rum is the best rum in the world. And now we can. Voted the world's best rum at the World Rum Awards 2014, Captain Bligh XO Aged Rum. World class in a glass.
Bonady Supermarket in Kingstown, serving the nation with quality service and excellent prices. At Bonady Supermarket number 2, located at Upper Middle Street, we are proud to serve you. We are second to none. Call us at 457-1616. We at Bonady Supermarket number 2 will always be here for you. Bonady Supermarket, serving the nation with quality service and excellent prices.
Everybody, it's time to fall in. The New Democratic Party once again is on the move. Central Leeward this Thursday, August 28th at Garden, Buckamet Bay. The NDP is at it again from 7:30 p.m. Stand strong with your candidate, Conroy Huggins, under the theme, Together We Win with Huggins. Joining him on the stage will be a powerhouse lineup. Vice Presidents Major Sinclair Leacock and Nigel Nature Stevenson. Party Chairman Daniel Cummins. From North Leeward, Dr. Kishore Shallow. And from North Windward, Senator Chevron John. Remember, the code is yellow and it's time to fall in. And let's win the thing with the NDP. All roads lead to East St. George, Wednesday, September 3rd at Glen. Starting at 7 p.m., we're calling everyone to come out and rally with your candidate, Laverne Gibson Velux, alongside party leader and next Prime Minister of SVG, Dr. Godwin Friday. Plus, guest speakers, Fitz Bramble, Dr. Kishore Shallow, Andrew John, Philip Jackson, and Kashaka Cupid. This is more than a meeting. This is the movement for change. The NDP is ready, and together with you, we will win. The vibes is set for Sunday, September 14th. Sunday, September 14th, 2025. It's the Southern Grenadines boat ride to Beckway. Beckway. Jump on the MV Ambience as we leave Union Island at 7:30 sharp, sailing through Myro and Canawan all the way to Lower Bay Beckway for the big small goal football clash. Southern Grenadines versus the Northern Grenadines. Drinks, food, games, pure fun and niceness. Feel the vibe and be part of the action. Don't miss this. Mark the dates. September 14th. All aboard Beckway. We going. Hey! is enough. This is it.
22 minutes after the 1 o'clock hour. 22 minutes after the 1 o'clock hour. You're listening to the Newtimes program for Wednesday, the 27th of August. I'm your host today, Clement Burt Francois. Thanks for joining me on the program. Let me thank the Major, Brother Philip, and Teach for being on with us earlier. We're hoping to have our Secretary General join us also. But reminding you of some upcoming events, remember this Saturday, Block 2000 would be Vibes and Lime. Block 2000 this Saturday. Also, Lime and Vibes with Dr. Kishore Shallow Coast Hills this Saturday, 1 to 6 p.m. 1 to 6 p.m. music by DJ, bouncing castle games, domino, pigeon competition, food provided. All right, Stronger North Leeward together. So that's this Saturday, 1 to 6 p.m. in Coast Hill, Lime and Vibe 3. All right, with Dr. Kishore Shallow. You don't want to miss that. Also, remember Braden. We have Braden. Let me take this call and put this pause and just give me good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Francois.
Good afternoon. Just hold a minute for me, please.
Okay.
Back to school, fresh cotton bread in. Bring your comb and grease this Sunday, the 31st, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Ndp East St. George Party Office in Calico. Also remember next week, Wednesday, the 3rd in Glen, East St. George Village meeting in Glen next week, Thursday. Tomorrow, that's next week, Wednesday. Tomorrow, Thursday, the 28th, 7:30 p.m. South Central Wynwood Chapman's Village meeting. You don't want to miss that. And also tomorrow, Central Leeward Community Meeting series continue with Conroy Huggins at Garden, Bookament Bay. All right, so you could look forward to those events. Monday, the 1st September, East Kingston Town Hall Village Meeting, Fitzbramble, Dr. Friday, and others. All right, that's up on the hill by, soon they come up on Town Hill. So you can't miss it, you can't miss it. As I say, I also looking forward to a call from the journalist. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon again, Boss Francois. Is Mr. Lecoq there? Good afternoon.
No,
Mr.
they stepped out.
Okay, so well, I heard Mr. Lecoq mention this program last night on Kingsley program, right? And where there were two guests who was basically painting a very nice picture of agriculture in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I just did some research, right? Searchlight 2014. There's a news article where the Minister of Agriculture said he signed a memorandum of understanding with Windfresh to ship 6 40-foot containers of root crops to the UK, right? Most times when he do things like this, he would call out the media. He would call out the media. I mean, the newspapers would be there, API would be there, and that kind of stuff. There's another similar news article where the Minister of Agriculture in 2017 said that we have a market in the US for 4 40-foot container of the sheen every 2 weeks. These are things that, as I said before, that he would call press conferences, call out the media. So our people are getting this news. But what our people is not getting is that most of these announcements in the media either never got off the ground or fail in a very early stages, right? And that is part of the problem. Life Compton, who was one of the guests on that program, he is with the API, so he would have been, might have been one of the people who get these news items when it's about to call them. But the problem is that when these things never fail, they don't make the news. And the challenge I have with this is that I think we don't expect the government to say, well, we fail. I think that is the expected role of the opposition.
Mr. Dassett, let me come in one time.
Yeah.
I must say to you, The fact that you could know that these projects fail, are you telling me somebody, a trained journalist, I'm assuming, who in API, not aware that these projects never came off the ground? I am aware that they never came off the ground. And
but I
while
never hear
I'm
you say
glad
them. I
for the
never
way
hear
you're
you
going
say
and
that.
the thing,
I
how
never,
the opposition reaching again?
because so what is the role of the opposition?
That's
to
it.
tell us the things that the government is.
You know.
Hello.
I just don't understand the approach. If the government do something bad or fail to do something, you guys have a way of always tying it into the opposition. That the opposition.
So whose role it is to tell us that?
I don't know. You know
whose
what?
role it? Boss Francis,
No,
I'm
I'm
asking a
just
simple
saying to you
question.
that
Whose
if
role
you
it is
want to come and
to
say
highlight the
that
failure of
but
the
the
government?
opposition being highlighted, you didn't hear Major League this morning taking out a whole vast things of non-performance in the Ministry of Agriculture. We have said every Sunday when the Ministry of Agriculture, the Minister of Agriculture go to church, he dream, he wake up, and he come with some new project. Every Monday morning, we shipping something new. So this thing is a joke. There's no need for everybody specifically. The whole world know agriculture is failing. The whole world is aware agriculture is failing. The farmers are aware of it. How you end up? I'm just trying to understand. How do you end up blaming the opposition? I just can't
Mr. Francois,
comprehend
could
that.
I ask a question?
You could ask me many questions. I don't know if I'll have
What do
answers
you
for you.
understand the role of the opposition in our system of government?
Just hold a while. Today is the 27th of August, 2025. Election is calling this year. You see, this opposition is to bring the message to the people, point out the plans and programs to current and Vincent forward. Yes, the people, and they're making point of what the government failing to do. But right now, the opposition role is not just to criticize government. It's to lay out the plans and program as we go forward, okay? Thank you very much for your call. Today's my first day back. That's it. Let me reflect. How the opposition reaching in failed government projects? Why can't you just call a spade as a spade? The government is failing without tying in the opposition. That is where I'm lost. All right, thanks for your contribution. Thanks for your contribution. That's it. Call me. My apologies if I offend you. Call me back another day. But you see, today, I really don't see where we're going with this. Good afternoon, Newtimes.
Yeah, good afternoon, Bud. Good afternoon, my professor. Yes, sir.
Hello, yes. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. But
Mr. P.
Yeah, Bud.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Right,
Welcome back.
cool.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
I am thanking you for ending up with the mentioning the electoral procedures, the area where you could go and get registered. And I am ordering other hosts to do that also. Because it don't make no sense we speaking about that winning an election. The latter have a way, in order to win it, you got to be in it. In order to get a ticket, you have to be able to register. And then you will be able to have a chance. But Major, also thank you for promoting as USA Mighty and the Black. Right? Thank you very much about it. And as I keep saying, the way you just go about the procedures, not only in your constituency, but in other constituency. And it's very rather much joyful. And I'll continue to say I appreciate it. And now I hear this man speaking a lot of truthfulness, and every time he come here, I don't want to blame opposition for the fail.
The government is failing.
We
into election. The opposition, the New Democratic Party is laying out the plans and programs. How I don't understand how they tie in the government failure to the opposition, or how they tie the opposition into the government failure.
You see, sometimes when people don't have not much to say, they just try to dig up some kind of whole set of choppiness to blame other people who cannot and will not be able to fault it for these errors. You know, I hear teachers are speaking about the way and things that he call upon and getting it done. But this man what we have here, according to Margaret, he's supposed to be Minister of National Security, Major Richard. Now, the way I say this now, I heard Major speak at several times, I myself speak about it. The common paint and the police station going at Loggerhead, the whole Montrose. And the way you can't even recognize there's a police station because with the sign. And up to now, he is seeing fit. And it's next door to him, he have no shame. Because if he have shame, he will actually put that in order. And because that falls under his ministry, the National Minister of National Security.
Yeah.
But we will get all of that done because we have too long. We do it for 25 years and we will win this thing. Continue to do what you're doing, but continue what you're doing, Major, and continue what you're doing, all the candidates for Ndp. Thank you very much, but to give me the time to hear thing. Major, putting everything as best in order to get my event be successful as usual. But I'm looking forward for you to be there also.
Yeah, I should be there.
Right. Yeah, right. Come and eat some ital. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much. All right. So I think I have somebody else trying to get in on that WhatsApp. I'm still hoping I get the GS before I'm not too sure. Let me see. Good afternoon, the Times.
Yes, good afternoon. Thanks for taking my call and pleasant day to all panelists. Is the Major still there?
No, he stepped out.
Because I wanted to pick up on the issues that he raised this morning with the failure of the Minister of Agriculture to utilize monies allocated to the ministry. Should we conclude that the guy is either lazy, or is it that the Ministry of Finance has not been releasing the money to the guy? This is crazy.
I think it's a case where these people not concerned. Because one of the things that the Major mentioned, which I asked him to repeat, maybe he got annoyed. I'm just kidding, right? But you have $1.5 million to give to farmers as an assistant program, and you only give out 0.2. So 1.3 remain there unused. I just can't fathom that. I just can't understand. I don't know.
Well, my conclusion is maybe he's just lazy, or maybe the Ministry of Finance is not releasing money. What else could it be?
Lack of care.
Generally, that's it. Yeah, they just
you don't care.
Fanfare with producing. Thank you, man. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks. There's several things, and I must say that I don't understand with some of these ULP politicians. For example, the fact that you don't want constituency development fund. Up to today, I sure if listeners are fed up of me saying, I can't understand how you as a representative don't want constituency development fund. I just can't, for the thought to me, figure that out. Why not? Good afternoon, your Times.
Good afternoon, bud.
Good afternoon. I was trying to get you in all the time, but time run out.
No.
All right, thanks.
Sometimes going into the to get some stuff for the party. I tell you about this. These are real pressure times, but I tell you we are up to the task. You know what? I was listening to the contribution. Is Major with yourself?
No, they stepped out.
Okay, yeah. I was listening to the contribution of both Andrew and Philip this morning. I tell you, it only shows that the NDP is ready to take this country to the next step. Eh? A level that Vincentian will ask one of these days, where were these guys all the time? And, Andrew made mention this morning of the conditions of some of the police stations and other government services. I mean, it's really ridiculous. Eh? And why are we as Vincentian standing up and not standing up for our rights, and allowing the ULP to get away with these things? It is just not right. We can do better, man. We deserve better. But in order for us to do better, we have to be accountable, man. Because government should be accountable for the lack of action and the way they treat people here in this country. And I really hope that, well, I can tell you, based on what is happening now, that the NDP is ready. But it is always said about that when the government fails, it's the people who pay the price. And the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines have been paying the price of a failed government for almost quarter of a century.
True.
And I cannot wait for it. The engine of the NDP, Secretary General, I'm telling the people of this country, the engine of the NDP is ready to propel this country forward. But this change cannot be done only by us. Every single Vincentian who understands the need for a change must take part in the electoral process in this next general election, which will be upon us very soon. We must all do our endeavor best to see a brighter future for our children and our grandchildren. The number of activities in which the different constituencies are having, I'm just employing all persons to take an active role and go out, listen to the candidates, and also question them, question the executive, of any matter that you're not clear of, where the plan of the New Democratic Party is concerned. So that's my appeal for the people, for the people of St. Vincent again.
And the office and yourself and other members are open if persons have ideas, have questions, or want clarification, right? At any time.
Of course it is. You can meet any executive member. And, we are all approachable. We know of the party's policies, and we will give the answers that we can. And if there are times that we can't, we will refer to somebody who could.
And
this is not a one-man thing. This is a team. And we operate as a team. And we understand that even as a team, will not always know everything, but there are other persons who will know, and we'll put them on. In fact, we can be contacted as well on all of our social media pages, and our telephone numbers. People can call and give ideas. Dr. Friday office is always open for persons, who want to share their ideas and how we can do better when we get into government. We are very receptive and open to these changes that is necessary. And about if we don't listen to the people of this country, who else will we listen to?
Exactly.
You understand? They are the ones who have to help us, because this cannot be an NDP fight alone. You understand? This government has failed this country in so many ways. The mentions were made this morning as well of the wicked vaccine mandate that this government have had so many people suffering. I listened to a Facebook of a young lady, who basically questioned herself. I mean, this idea, this vaccine thing, but this was for me, if a person think he'll do well, that's fine. But to force it upon persons, that is where the problem is. That is where the problem lies. And it is quite clear. The government said that if a next vaccine or next pandemic of this nature were to come along, what will we do as a government? So the mere fact that they don't have any ideas different than providing a mandate for people to be vaccinated, it tells you that they run out of ideas, and then give somebody else a chance who have different ideas as to how to deal with pandemic and other issues. You understand? If you're short of ideas, then pack up and go home. You understand? Notwithstanding that your time is over. You're running basically on low. He cannot make it. He's tired. He's weary, and the men and women around him, they can't help themselves. They can't help themselves because they have to listen to everything that he says. You understand? And they dare not have a contrasting voice. So it is time for them to go. And the message of the NDP in the coming weeks will give you more reason as to why the ULP should go and why the NDP should be in office. But not only that, not only should we'll give you the reason as to our plan as to how we will carry this country forward. And I'm excited to be a part of this team board to see that this happens.
Thank you very much. And again, you just reinforce what is being said and what I think the last time I was on Dr. Friday's made it clear. If you have ideas, if you think the NDP can do something better or need to adjust, feel free to bring forward these ideas. That's all.
But yes, but just before I go as well, I know school is going to be reopened very soon. And we're still appealing on all persons who have books they want to return. Okay. Those who ever had books from last time, please return them so that other students could have them. If you have new books or any books at all, textbooks that you think that you could assist, bring them to headquarters so that we can relent to other persons. We really appreciate what you would have done over the years and what you will continue to do. Thank you, and God bless us all.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, also. All right, so 2 minutes leave on the program. That was our GS. So let's see where we just have a few minutes leave. Just let me try and sort out something here quickly. Okay. Good afternoon. You only have probably a minute. Good afternoon.
No problem, I could live with that, boss. I could live with that minute, but welcome back home, my brother. But you know what, boss? What is amazing of what Major said this morning? We still wonder why agriculture is in its way it is right now. Farmers, they begging me like hell almost every day. They got talk on my behalf now. They get the 2 pennies that they promised us now. But here we go, hey, what Major revealed this morning? Hey, what Major revealed this morning? But don't worry. You are going to get the full extent of it on Saturday. Don't worry. Take care. Have a wonderful evening, my brother.
Thank you very much. And I could also say, tomorrow I'm going to touch because I hear the people I'm in the Emancipation Festival, Cricket Festival, aim at trying to get a shallow. Can't get the money, ain't getting paid, and they're making noise. All right, boy, we're going to talk about that tomorrow. Anyhow, do have yourself a lovely day. It was really a pleasure being here today. I know some persons didn't get in, others get in. We'll see how that goes. But I have said some weeks ago, and I'm going to reinforce that, I am in campaign mode. I unfortunately cannot be bothered with distraction. If you call in the program for distraction, I cannot entertain you. Maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, I had space for that. But right now is about winning an election to get St. Vincent and the Grenadines out of where it is. All right, so when I'm hosting, unfortunately, I'm not here to entertain conversation that don't make sense. Okay, so if you have points, show. But I'm going to be honest and straight up front. If everything the government failed to do, you blame the opposition, don't call me. Because I can't see the relevance at this time. I just can't see it, okay? So have yourself a nice day. Take care. Love. And if it be the will of God, I'll be here tomorrow for another New Times program. Peace.